That all being said, please, by all means, lovely players, what happened on the last session?
So I'm pretty sure in the last session we actually set out on our journey from Ezo. We reached the first shrine, where we met up with a different thread. I believe her name was Summer.
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 It was
Yep.
me.
Summer and her group. And Zoe went through the ritual to activate the shrine. After which we took a short night to rest in the town. After which we set out again on our journey. And we encountered a small town in which we were relieved of all of our valuable belongings, save weapons and armor, some of them being stolen back, to give to their one true god, which turned out to be a water elemental that lived in the ocean, who was hoarding all of the valuable items, who threatened to kill the party for not relinquishing all of their valuables, who we proceeded to fight, and then he escaped with his life, and we freed several slaves, including Zoe that he had kidnapped, from his lair, as well as gathering all the treasure and returning most of it to the town before setting off again.
I'm glad you included most of it.
That being said, yes, you went along with your adventure, encountering the Merit. It was as it was. You guys did not really leave the town, so if you have any other business in the small village, you're welcome to stay. However, beyond that, you can move on.
I pick up the thing that I told you about that I got made that I paid for.
I forget. Oh yeah, the stuff. Yeah.
Didn't like you say that you were gonna do something here, Jerry? But you forgot.
Yeah, I think so. That's kind of why. Yeah, I think so.
Didn't you say that you were gonna do something? But then you were like, ah, shit, I forgot to do that.
I don't think I did.
Now you're gonna forget again.
Oh no.
I don't think I did. Listen, I'll remember like 6 weeks from now. I'll be like, shit.
Shit, that would have been so helpful in the fight with the Tarask.
No.
Oh no.
Check the road running away from that shit. I got nothing.
If that is the case, yeah, you all gather your things, finish doing any business. Mostly, I assume it was like lots of eating throughout the town, as reward for completing your little quest as a team. And you guys set off. Once again, you are spending several weeks on the road. It is a lot of just wandering around the open roads, visiting several villages where you do attract quite a lot of attention. Most of that attention focused on Kenji and Zoe. Kenji being the returner, and Zoe being the new little miniature celebrity. It seems to take its toll on Zoe over time, as having all these people like flood around her and just seem to take interest in her. It seems like a little stressful for her, but she seems happy nonetheless, caring for whatever needs they are. Most of them seeming to ask for like blessings, or like, hey, I have this sick puppy, can you help it? Stuff like that. It seems kind of petty, but it seems these people really need it. And one thing you all do notice, I would say probably odd most, is that all the very large cities in the country seem well-to-do. Once you get out into the rural areas, these small villages don't have a whole lot. They're very agricultural. They're barely subsisting on what they have. It is pretty rough out there, as far as things go. Meanwhile, as you are traveling down the roads, the forests and trees that you encounter along your way begin to just light up in all of the beautiful colors of autumn as the temperature continues to drop. And,
can I make some rolls real quick as you describe the seasons?
You may. I'm basically done describing the seasons. However...
Okay. Can I just make like 3?
No. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Oh, okay. Do I finish?
Oh, those are all really good.
Do I finish? Do I finish them? Huh? Chris?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, once it starts to get cold, and there's some, like, dew on the ground, and we're all camping, Chris gathers everyone together and says, all right, I have presents.
You have a present for me? What is it?
I have presents for everyone.
Oh my gosh, what? I love
So to
presents.
Lance,
Yeah.
she gives him a white cloak of long, thick fabric. It has a silken interior. It has gold fabric accents on it, and it is the edges of it are lined with it has a hood that's lined with fur.
It matches my knight's uniform.
I know.
It looks. It matches. So look at this color coordination. Oh my god, you did such a great job.
Thank you.
Oh my god, thank you, Chris.
I hug
Thank
Lance.
you. I hug and I pat head.
Oh,
Thank you.
Red.
Oh.
He just sort of like raises his eyebrow quizzically. Mm-hmm.
She hands him a black short cloak, has silken interior, and fur-lined black gloves. I thought since like you kind of sneak around sometimes. Here,
Sneaky boy.
I've been known to be a sneaky young lad at times, perhaps.
I'd also like
On
to
the
point out.
occasion.
I'd also like to point out this guy is not wearing shoes when it's getting very cold.
He's wearing shoes.
Yeah.
He's just
No.
wearing like very
I forgot about
you
shoes.
know like the old like
I'm not a
Roman,
cobbler.
like, you know like the old like Roman sandal type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically those because they allow the most freedom for his feet.
You would also note that that is the most common kind of footwear in this area. It seems that most people tend to wear those, usually with like these really like thick sock-like material that they put that seems to be more flexible than a normal sock. It seems to fit perfectly with the shoes as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
These are really nice, actually.
You like them?
Yeah, actually. Didn't think this would be my style, but these gloves are actually really nice.
I'm glad you like them. I've never made gloves before.
I do a thing really quick, by the way.
Do it.
Okay, that's fine.
It just gives you like the
Ah,
old
and-
Christian side hug.
Ah,
Plenty of room for Jesus.
I think it's time.
Oh no.
So we've been on this journey for how long, Chris?
Well, hold on. Does Chris have any other?
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's
then.
finish the
Alright.
gift giving and
I'll
then.
do this after. Don't mind me.
And then Chris looks to Odd and says, "I have a gift for you too." Just awkwardly smiling.
The boy.
What?
Odd boy.
Sorry, dog thing.
Life
What?
has many doors, odd boy.
Odd boy.
Life has many dogs, odd boy.
Ah,
Fine. I got 2 of them. You can have.
Are you borking at me?
Borkin and me. Hey, Crib Bork.
Um,
Oh, I don't have the emote. Oh, that's subbed.
you're not even sub to your boyfriend. Wow. She hands him.
Don't worry, I'm
I'm
not
sorry,
subbed to my
I'm sorry.
boyfriend either.
She hands Odd a long, multi-layered gray cloak, made with thick fabric, and it has a fur interior. It is fur-lined hood and sleeves. In the middle to kind of.
Don't die.
I'm sorry, I'm dying. I can't stop.
nice.
This is Karist as she's giving the gift. She's dying.
She's
in
not
the-
used to campfire smoke.
It's true. In the middle in like the chest area, there's like a piece to keep it all together, and it's got a metal, almost like brooch button kind of thing. It's very, yeah, and it is it is like a button with a relief of Odd's god, the symbol, like the one on his hand, and she hands it to him.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I
Appreciate
couldn't
this.
I couldn't put the symbol on your robes, so I didn't know. So I did this.
I'll just like puts it on, just, clasps the thing on tight. I'll keep this on quite often. Thank you.
Yeah, we're going north, so I guess it'll be cold. Oh, and I made one too, and she's got like this long coat, fur-lined neck and sleeves, gray fabric accents, and it's got copper buttons going all the way down to the bottom. It's like very Victorian coat, actually. It's not a cloak. It's an actual
We're
coat.
rocking the fucking Ruby Kingdoms aesthetic.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
got
This is essentially like what Kenji says, like looking over your new set of clothing, because you've probably worn it before, but now that you're like pointing it out, he's like, it does seem like a very Occidental aesthetic you have going on there.
My
really
face
like-
is Occidental. It's true.
Uh-huh. It's just a weird way to put it.
I mean,
However, in talking about the Occident and the west of the continent, Lance, you have a realization.
guys,
Yeah.
I just realized something.
What's wrong?
Are you okay?
We've been on the road for about like a month now, right?
About 2 months, closer to 2 months.
I realized that when I somehow magically ended up here, I was with my squire in that forest. I don't know where my squire is. I lost my squire.
You have a squire?
I
Whoa.
lost my squire. He's
how-
currently doing this.
Zoe raises her hand.
Yes.
What's a squire?
He's pretty much a baby knight that I was training.
It's a thing they do out in the west.
I lost my squire!
Like a square, but with an I instead of a.
No, my poor sweet Niles. What
Maybe-
happened to him?
Maybe he's staying where you last saw him, because that's what you do when you get lost.
Oh
You could have just went back home.
no. I mean, it wasn't that far from home, but oh no.
Zoe comes over and just like pats you on the back.
Oh no, that poor sweet child.
I'm sure he's fine, Lance.
I mean,
I mean, how far
I
from home were you
taught
when you
him
lost
well,
him?
don't get me wrong. But oh no, I feel so bad.
Just send him a letter next time we run by a post office.
Oh, I mean, I don't know where he is. I don't know if he went back to Quartz or.
How far away from your home were you when you lost?
I mean, just a few miles. The forest that we went into wasn't too far away, so hopefully he went back to Quartz, but.
He probably went back home after you disappeared.
Uh,
Yeah, just
Oh,
send a letter
no.
so that way he doesn't worry too much.
A letter
Okay.
would not be unwise. Once we reach Aomori, we can visit the post service there.
okay, oh no. Poor Niles, though, oh no.
I'm sure he's fine. If you trained him well, then he's fine.
That all being said, yeah, as you continue traveling, the forests are a beautiful shade of autumn, all orange and brown, and all the green beginning to fade in and out between the trees. It is quite a beautiful sight as the nights are getting desperately cold, to the point where your blankets are barely being sufficient at this point. But in your travels, you continue to head north until you finally reach the north of the country. This is a sight no one has seen, so it takes you all kind of aback with its sheer scale. So, as you come to what would seem like the edge of the land, you kind of see that like the land clearly ends there, and beyond that there is ocean beyond. However, as you approach that edge right off the side of the road, you do note that it kind of looks like the Grand Canyon. So imagine just a sheer drop vertically around like a couple thousand feet all the way to the ocean straight below. There are a few craggy rocks sticking out of the water, which smashes up against the cliffside coastline here. But it's just like a sheer cut through the land that seems to edge its way along both ends of the horizon to the right and left. You only see the ocean to the north. Could someone roll a d20 for me, please?
Can I do bird calls into it and listen to it echo?
Oh,
Uh,
I would have rolled, but my fucking d20 or my roll 20 froze. So
You do see that the horizon line is a little like hazy because of all the sea breeze getting kicked up. and besides the smell of salt, it's very hard to see the other end. Kenji points out to it, though, and says, right beyond that horizon, that'll be the rest of the continent. You can see the north end of Eza from here on a good day.
I don't know how we can't see it. It's only like 1.1 feet. Like,
Oh,
what's the
hush.
map?
Can I still do my bird call into the canyon?
You may do your bird call into the canyon.
Quick, somebody jump off the edge and yell, "We're gods!"
I jump.
Let's
We're
not
God.
go back. You stop that.
Eh,
We fought a god.
Chisato nods, and
we killed a god!
Chisato says, this is known as the Straits of the Divide. This will be our hardest task whenever we eventually try to pass forward to the north.
How treacherous does the climb down look?
Impossible.
Peanut
Like,
did not like the bird calls.
This is the sort of thing, and you'd probably have heard of it, like there being a parade or two for people who've been able to climb from the bottom to the top. But like climbing this thing is insane. No
That's gonna
sane
be
person
fucking
would ever
neat
do
one
it.
day.
I was just doing the thing where he's like on all fours, just looking down the edge.
Yeah.
Head close to the ground.
Yeah, Zoe's
so
doing the exact
how
same
would
thing, like just poking her head out, just like, holy shit, that's so huge.
How will we even be getting across?
There are several ways to
We don't-
cross. Obviously, there are some ports over in Almori, which we'll be heading to shortly.
Oh,
Can I throw my
nowhere
sword
near this.
off of the cliff?
You throw,
Yeah.
What are you throwing off of the cliff?
This
Can I
trick
throw...
again.
No, can I throw my lance off of the cliff?
If you really want to.
You throw yourself off the cliff.
I want to throw my lance as far as I can.
It will be gone forever.
That's what you think.
Weapon bond.
Then as
I
you
thought you
do,
had
throw
your
it,
sword
and then I
attuned to
weapon
your-
bond it back.
I thought you had your sword attuned as your
I
weapon
can
bond.
attune 2 weapons.
Oh shit.
Mhm.
Dude.
then you may hurl your weapon.
I hurl it as far as I can. I want to see the group's reaction.
You showed
You
us
just
that
hurl
trick
it.
before.
Why would you do that?
They all just kind of watch as it sails up and then down, 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 and then
I
you see
pull
a
it
teeny
back
tiny
before
little
it hits the
sploosh.
water. Yeah, I want to pull it back like right as it hits the water.
Dude, this trick in the tavern.
It's fun though.
It was really cool.
It's fun. I like just. I can
It's
throw
like-
it really far. I can't
You
throw
need
it
to
that
teach
far
me
into
that trick one
town.
day.
If you
What's
threw
it
that,
doing?
if you threw that down, and I was holding on to it, could we get to the water that way? I think that's a bad idea, Zoe.
No,
I-
no, no, no,
No.
no, no,
I
no, no,
honestly don't know if it would work
It.
like that.
I don't think it would.
I think it just blinks to my hand, so I don't think
Oh,
that'd work.
here.
That is a creative idea, though.
Here, let's test it. And then Chris takes the lance and she moves 10 feet away from Lance, but not down the cliff.
I weapon bond it back.
Do I follow the lance?
Okay, so what are you trying to do?
Well, we want to test this theory. So, Chris has the lance. It's very heavy, so she's kind of dragging it. But she moves 10 feet away from Lance, the person, and holds the lance. And the lance weapon bonds the lance back to him.
Understood. This is actually a good question to ask.
It's technically supposed to blink, or else it would move through sock, because it's supposed to be anywhere on the plane that I can get it
Fucking
back to me.
Thor's
So
hammer going
It
through
says you
walls.
summon it,
it
so I
wouldn't
imagine
like,
it
move
blinked.
through objects, so it's kind of just like a blink back to my hand. I
You
can
summon a
like
weapon,
leave
but
my
it doesn't cast
sword
and teleport.
anywhere on the
causing it
material
to
plane.
teleport. So that's the
Yeah.
key wording there. Yeah. So
But
as
does she come with it?
no, as
No.
you hold on to it, vanishes in like a flash of yellowish light, and it resummons into Lance's hand. And you just hear Zoe go like, "Oh." Rika kind of does it more quietly in the back.
Yeah, I don't think we should jump off the cliff with the lance.
But it would be so fun.
No, no.
We would-
Okay,
You would
Well,
also
maybe if I ever found the fly spell, then we could jump off.
As someone who's taken a couple stories falls before, I don't want to take that fall.
She looks to you, Ren, glances over the edge of the cliff, looks back. But it'd be so fun.
You wouldn't be able to comprehend that it's fun.
falling out a window. That's worse.
I did that once.
It's not fun.
No.
No, it's not.
I mean, it is fun to break your legs in training sometimes.
That's not fun.
that's-
Oh,
That
That
is
doesn't
not
I
sound
had
fun.
bones
fun.
in my training. It was
That-
quite a great time.
Rika
don't
puts her
believe
hand
you.
up. Rika puts her hand up. To be fair, I did that too. It was pretty fun.
What
High
is
five,
wrong with you people?
Rika!
I've never broken a bone ever.
Gotta love us a knights and
I mean,
breaking
I
our
was
broke
just
my
bones.
arm
innocent.
in that fall, but if I broke my legs, I'd be out of a job.
Listen, it's not real fun unless you get some broken bones out of it.
Unless you're you break
Are you a
anything, you're out of a job.
masochist?
No, I trained hard. I have bones of
also-
steel now.
Untrue, Odd. Untrue.
You need
I don't
your
think
hands,
that's how
you need your
bones
legs.
work.
I can function with without one arm, but if one of my legs is broken, then that's an issue.
If you
Fine
don't have
with
one
only
of your
arm.
arms, then you have to learn to rebalance your body.
Listen. I
Are we
was able to
talking
make it
about
work.
missing body parts in front of me? Stares at the group
With one eye.
with his one eye.
I believe they are, says Chisato.
Oh, it's fine.
She waves with her hand that's not there.
So, how exactly did you lose your eye?
We're not talking about my eye. Let's go.
No. We're gonna talk about it right now.
No.
I have been
We're
wondering.
going.
Can I?
I'll tell you later, sweetie.
like,
I don't want
if-
to tell
if
him.
If we start the walk, can I try to slide a hand, pull his bandages up?
It's on my face.
Yeah, I don't
tied
want
to
to pull it
my
off.
face.
I
It
want
would
to
have.
just pull
You
it
would
up.
know. You would have to be very delicate to do it. So what I'm basically saying is, you need as high of a roll as you can possibly get.
He could also just rip it off, honestly.
It's true, but that'd also be incredibly rude.
That'd be
Yes.
rude.
It's
It's
rude just
also
taking
rude
it off
to take it
regardless.
off. In
Less
general.
rude than slipping it up, or more rude than slipping it up. But you
Can you-
know,
Have you ever thought about painting your bandage so it looks like you have an eye?
No, but I'm okay with it just being a bandage, you know?
Okay.
No one judges you. I think we should continue on.
Let's
Let's keep
go.
going.
Okay.
No.
Are you going to try that thing, Ren?
not right now.
Understood.
Mm.
You guys continue on down the road. The road here leads basically straight along the Strait of the Divide. Every couple days, the haze of the ocean does clear, and you can see the distant side of the continent from the horizon line. You do even occasionally, on really good days around noon, see very tiny specks that are people on the other side adventuring on their own way. That being said, you continue on your way until you start seeing more signs of life in this area. Although the area seems to be hosted mostly by rural farmers and just little shacks where people have found very innovative ways to fish from the cliffside, you start coming upon even more farms, smaller settlements, and then to the town of Almori. It is a quite large town, and it has a few distinct features to it. One, it's built basically directly next to the very large cliffside, in a semicircle shape. Two, there is a bridge being constructed from both the north end and the south end of these two countries, and it seems that they're trying to meet somewhere in the middle, but the bridge is incomplete at the moment. And thirdly, there are a host of ships that are just sailing down at the bottom of the strait. And there seems to be a whole variety of elevators that you guys have maybe seen in a book or seen pictures of, but have never quite seen in real life unless you have that sort of experience. The only one I'd say who could make a history check would be Lance.
I'm gonna do it! Hey,
Guide.
17.
You would know these to be of Dwarven and Gnomish design. You saw them a lot from the Dwarven Kingdom back home.
Also, I'm being growled at by a puppy who wants spaghetti.
I'm sorry.
You can't have any spaghetti.
I
No
tell the group
spaghetti.
my knowledge, and I'm gonna go get them treats so they leave me alone.
I mean,
You're gonna go get us treats? Oh,
You want cupcakes or donuts?
Aw, dude, cupcake.
Okay.
Thanks.
but yeah, it seems that this city is quite advanced despite being the only settlement that seems to be out this far.
So, how long are we gonna be staying in this town? He's just sort of just eyeing over the entirety of it.
We'll have to perform a ritual here with Zoe. Hopefully the night. If we need to stay a little longer, then it's up to you. You guys are the navigators after all.
I'd like to stay a couple days. I think I have a little bit of business to do in this town.
If no one doth protest, then we can be off then.
I don't protest.
Sure.
That being said, you guys enter the city, and you can do as you please here. This is also to delay for when summer gets back.
Let's see.
On a scale of like, is this as big as or bigger than Azushi?
Way smaller by a huge margin.
Okay.
It's bigger than the villages you have been visiting, but it doesn't even compare to Ezo. It compares more like to one of the various port cities or suburbs around Ezo. Oh,
The dogs have been given treats. They've now left me alone.
huzzah.
I'm gonna bum around town for a little bit. If you guys need me, look for the sleaziest part of town.
I've been told to stay away from those parts of town.
Yeah, and I'm usually the people that tell people. I'm usually the person that tells people to stay away from them.
Heron.
Yes.
Don't make me come find you. I'm kidding. I have no authority here, but I'm gonna go to the post office. Okay, bye.
Yeah, that is the thing you can do, but as you both try to wander in separate directions, Kenji comes in and clasps both of your shoulders, and he says, "Perhaps we should stay focused first."
Yeah,
Okay.
priorities.
He kind of points over to the west end of town, where there's quite a large peak that's on the side of the strait. It looks like most of the peak, whenever this large cut in the land was made, it seems to be like about a third of it was just cut off whenever that happened. But there seems to be a small forested area where you do see a lot of people walking down the roads toward that direction.
I want to give Zoe a piggyback ride so people don't like stop her and like bug her for stuff. So I'm gonna offer like, hey, you want to get on my back so they don't like try to stop you and bug you a whole lot?
It's
like that's not
okay.
gonna stop him.
It's kind of important. I have to like keep an image. It sucks, but it is what it is.
You are so wise. And I pat her head and I ruffle her hair.
Not really. But it does seem that lots of people seem to be heading toward this shrine area, and as you get closer through the town, you do note that the town is like kind of emptying out. It seems that they're going over there to celebrate some sort of festival.
As we start to make our way through town, I just want to like pat Odd and just like looking around and say, "You want to give me a little bit of assistance?" And just like, and he's just like nodding towards various people. It's like, the usual shtick.
Just gives you a sly grin and says, "Sure." I just pat him on the shoulder, giving him the enhance ability.
And with that, I'd like to, as we walk, anybody who looks like they could survive without their coin pouch, I would like to relieve them of their burden.
Yeah, just pushing through the crowd, you can certainly do that. Give me a stealth and a sleight of hand check.
And I'm going to put on my old cloak and wrap my scarf around my face. You said stealth?
Yeah.
Well, that's a 23. Sleight of hand?
Wowee.
Hold on, I just need the... Okay. I was like, okay.
Yep. Yeah, as you wander your way through, you snag a few coin purses as you do. Eventually, though, you feel a large thud to the back of your, like to the nape of your back. I guess that's not how those words work, but you get the idea. To the center of your back.
The small?
Is it
The
like
small,
a hand
that's
or
it.
is it like an object?
It is wooden.
I need to... Does it feel like a baton?
No.
Or what does...
No one struck you. You seem to be being poked.
Rin just sort of just turns his head slightly to like look at who's behind him.
Chisato is.
Oof.
Hi.
Mind your manners.
He just sort of. You just see his like eyes filled with like a little bit of mirth. And he's just like, I only steal from people who won't miss it.
Whether that is or not, you're serving our cause here, and we have some business to do before you get out to your frivolities.
Yes, ma'am. Right away, ma'am.
She got a 25, by the way.
Yeah, well, you know.
You tell him, Chi.
Rika didn't see.
That's fine. That is what.
She got a 21.
Whew.
You.
She saw you as like you did the old like song and dance of bumping into someone accidentally, and she's like, "Oh man, he's really clumsy, huh?"
Yeah, you know, it's fine. Gonna stow these in my bag of holding.
Yeah, you do note that Chisato says nothing about you taking them. Just that, not now.
Yeah, and he's just like, I appreciate it.
You continue following this throng of people until you get to a lined cliffside. Hold thought while I do thing. There's so many character sheets.
I do have to ask how much I got by the.
Give me 1d20 plus 10. Actually, 2d20 plus 10. There you go. That's about. I was gonna give you 35. You got 2 extra.
All right, I'll give.
Oh God.
I'll give odd 12. So I didn't really get too big of a haul this time. She sort of stopped me.
Yeah, it's fine, dude. No worries.
But that being said, you're free to do as you please. Dun, dun, dun. You do note the very large structure that you pass under, which seems to denote whenever a shrine is being entered.
Well.
You would have seen these in your times traveling around, but no one has asked about them, so no one knows the details.
Actually, a good question. Do they have any like distinct markings on?
They have
just...
a variety of writing on them. They seem to be text that is in common but saying celestial words. They also seem to have various trinkets floating in them, mostly small paper strips that look like lightning bolts. And when asked, Zoe mentions that they designate holy sites.
Oh.
Good to know.
Holy.
Oh.
I see those people.
Yeah, you following them.
Oh, okay.
They're part of the throng. Zoop, zoop. The others will follow later. It's hard to make a lot of people. Listen, this is as throng as I'm gonna get.
That's such a weird word.
It is.
It's not.
I'm not gonna lie.
Throng is
Yeah.
a really weird word.
Yeah.
No, come back.
Don't forget to move the stream.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna
I'm
get you.
gonna get you.
Dangling a gold
I'm
coin
gonna
out in
get
front of
you.
Ren on a fishing pole.
Uh,
I'm gonna get you.
Coming to the top of the mountain, though, you do see that it is very just lush with trees everywhere. It seems that this mountain has maintained a very vibrant forest, despite its strange circumstance.
Pretty.
There are a lot of things.
You also
Oh.
do see that there are a large number of people gathered here. They all seem to be enjoying various festivities. There are several stalls all around the area. Each one seems to be dedicated to a different type of food or a little game that is being played by several children who might be in attendance.
Guys, Jared and I both recognize this.
Oh no, guys. It's Varian.
Listen, don't worry. He's fine.
It's Varian. He got incinerated by a beholder.
It's fine. He's in a new life.
Reincarnation.
Varian, no.
But yeah, there's various stalls that are selling various foodstuffs, little games to be played. A little fishing game is over here. Another one seems to allow children to pretend they're casting magic at little targets on the other end. It seems to be quite a lively space.
That's adorable.
You're like one of those places to get like your fortunes done? Or would
Uh,
that typically be like a holiday?
that would be more around New Year's.
Okay.
Just nudge Zoe and go, so, do you know what's going on here?
It's a festival. It's one of the Matsuri. I forget which one it is. I think it's for the changing of the leaves.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
We like to gather, and we like to be a big community, even if we're all spread apart. It's nice when this stuff happens. That's why I really like the shrines.
Oh.
Zoe excuses herself for a moment, and you see her go through the ritual of heading over to the fountain, washing herself, and then going to pray at the little compartment. And then she
do
runs
the
over to some
same.
food.
I do the same.
You may
I
do the
do-
same. If anyone wants to pray for anything in particular, do so.
Cool,
I got
cool.
nothing to pray to the vestiges for.
Yeah, Chris kinda, like goes to Chisato and is like, do we have to do the coin and bell thing every time?
It is certainly up to you. It is a holy task that we're being on, but we understand if you have your own devices to attend to.
Do it.
I don't-
Do it.
Because I don't really know these gods.
I would say you would know them, but just in passing.
No, like she, I mean personally for her, she's
Mhm.
like, I don't know them, so I don't worship them.
Mm-hmm. Which is certainly of no fault of your own.
Okay.
I'm not particularly religious myself, but I worship when I can.
It's Rika?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, just
Pretty
not
sure
these
that'd be-
gods. They're not. They don't really talk to me. But I have a friend that I can talk to.
Chisato just kind of nods and says, the gods work in mysterious ways. I'm testament enough to that. And she just kind of like waves her arm.
I wish some of them would work more.
What?
I wish some
Oh,
of
wait.
them would work more.
Wow.
Ren's
Red's-
thirsty. He needs Tris.
You're talking.
No. Red is not actively talking about Triss, he's talking about the gods as a whole.
Hey.
Hey, can I do the thing?
Oh, what thing is that?
I actually have prayers.
Yes.
I'm doing a prayer to the heirloom because he's like, oh crap, Niles. So he's asking the heirloom for protection for Niles wherever he is, and to keep looking out for him to make sure that Lance stays on the right path. And then he's gonna pray to Ikigai to look over the princess back home. He knows he might not have made the best decision to save the princess, but he thinks saving her could change things, so he's like, look out for her and may she go on to change things and how they are.
Those are the things that you do. Give me a religion check.
14.
You send out your prayer. Do you toss any money into the box?
I do.
Yes. You feel your prayer was heard. You felt good about that.
Yay, I feel good.
You guys did see Zoe and Kenji around the corner.
I wonder.
They are talking to a young-looking elf man. He has a very flamboyant smoking pipe.
Pardon me. I'm checking names. Okay, he's not a tread. Okay. I was just making sure. Checking my list of names. Also, how dare you? I see those tokens.
What tokens? Oh,
These two. She made me cry.
they're
That
from
girl
the
right there.
area. What do you want?
She made Emery cry and me cry.
That's
as
a
player.
personal problem.
She is the sweetest.
Why does this one remind me of Brigida?
She kind of does.
Yeah.
It's just the aesthetic, I think. But yeah, Kenji calls you over, and says, everyone, meet Kieran. He is the, master of this shrine. It is good to meet you all.
Hello.
Pleasure.
Who?
These are our latest companions. They're going to be with us on the rest of our journey. An interesting lot you are.
Thanks.
Don't know if that's supposed to be a compliment or an insult, honestly.
No, he just kind of approaches and like offers his hand to shake whoever is willing to shake it, and he says, "No insult intended. Just understand we do see quite a number of adventuring parties head out with various threads."
I do like that weird handshake where I use both of my hands.
Mm-hmm.
I grab his
Super
forearm
nice to
instead of
meet
his
you.
hand. Just shake.
My left hand.
He just kind of like he glances at you, like taking note of what you did, Ren.
What? What?
Just like the forearm thing. He takes note.
What's that supposed to mean?
He offered
well-
a hand. You took his forearm.
Do you know the actual significance of like grabbing somebody by the forearm instead of the hand?
Not really.
Trollo?
No.
It was originally a
means you
thing
wanna
only. It was originally a thing only royals did. It was you're basically checking their sleeve for a dagger.
Aw.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Fair enough. Okay. Let's see if he'd know that. He might. He understands. But you don't feel a dagger, and he doesn't seem to do anything about that. He does take note of what you're doing, though.
This dog
Yeah, he
wants
does
more
just
of my
got a smile.
spaghetti. No way.
Somebody
you can't have
touch
me.
my spaghetti.
You can't have my spaghetti. I'm sorry, baby.
Yes, you're very cute, but you're growling under my desk.
I hear it.
Give.
So
Give me spaghetti, mom.
have any other threads been around here recently?
Actually, we have one in attendance right now.
Oh.
Who is it?
Around that time, you do hear a voice from around the corner go, "What the fuck are you doing here?"
Oh dear.
Uh-oh, so that means it's
Wait.
probably Aki.
I'm just gonna.
Probably.
I
just gonna
will
round the
quote my
corner.
notes, kill Aki.
You also,
Yeah.
as you walk away, you do see Kenji like gripping his temple once more.
Oh no.
Zoe seems to be in a huff at the moment, and Aki seems desperately confused.
Calm down, kid. Calm down.
What's going on?
He's not
Later.
supposed to be here. Weren't you supposed to leave? Excuse me, princess. I didn't realize that I was on a time scale. She just kind of humps.
And who are you?
Sorry about all that. Name's Aki, and he just extends his hand. He's
Oh, you're Aki.
he's
Oh, is this the boy you like?
she now humps, but she's humping in your direction, Chris.
I believe you mean harumph, not hump.
And
Please.
The one
I'd
I'm
help.
supposed to kill?
You're not supposed to
That's-
kill.
I know, I'm kidding.
does anyone choose to shake his hand?
I should.
I do.
hand.
I give him like the dad, like hard grip handshake.
Well, it's nice to meet you.
The Brian Kemp like leaning out your shotgun next to the boy. It's like
Yeah, you
Nice.
give him the hard handshake, but he seems to like return it in kind, not like trying to like compete with you or anything. It seems like he's just a strong boy. And
what was his reaction to Chris' comment?
what was Chris' comment?
Is
Isn't
this the
that
boy
the
you
boy
like?
you like?
Oh, he just kind of grinned for those looking. But he shakes your hand as well, Lance, and he says, "You're quite an interesting one. Are you from the West?"
I'm sorry, there's a dog growling at me.
Wait, can we just talk about the
barely
fact?
hear
Can we just talk about the fact that Lance is the only one from the West in this campaign? He's the lonesome Westerner.
It's very true. He is
Heck.
the Western one.
Oh yeah,
This
I'm from Quartz, and then I flash my necklace.
I've heard great tales about Quartz. We want to visit there whenever we head out west.
Say that Lance sent you. They'll either kill you and throw you in jail, or they'll be really happy to see you, one or the other. I don't know.
Not sure how much of a shining endorsement that is.
I don't know how they feel about me right now. I'm a royal knight. Nice to meet you.
And he responds in kind. Did you want to say anything to him, Ren?
No, I'm just like taking stock of like his interactions with the group. It's like I already feel like Ren sees himself in this kid.
He
Just
does.
from
He
the
does seem like a
interactions.
rowdy soul in his heart.
Excuse
So
you.
where's the rest of your group at?
Oh, they're in here. I can introduce you.
Show me.
He gonna pass through the door while I open it. Excuse me.
I'm also gonna whisper to
Uh,
Zoe, like,
So why don't you like him again?
It's a long story. Just don't want to talk about it. Go.
But I thought you did like him.
Okay.
It's a long story. Go.
I've looked at this character art so many
I,
times.
if you need anything. Oh my god, who is that cutie?
The group of them wave as you enter the room.
I just whisper to Zoe as I start to walk forward. I've been through where you're at, kid. Just give it.
You kind of hear like under her breath. What does that mean?
As in hating someone who you really, really like.
Yeah, but she doesn't get that, so that's what she
Getting it.
says as you walk away. What is that supposed to mean?
Oh, you know.
But yeah, they the various shrine maidens greet you and they offer you various tea or food if you would like any. Put your dog away. We're trying to play D&D.
I can't put him away.
Kick him out.
He's just getting louder.
Bark.
Oh, hush.
But yeah, Aki introduces both of his companions, and he says, "This is Toji. He's the one leading me along, and this is Rosca, his partner. You can say that."
Hello.
Also, why is Aki the only person here without a name tag?
Don't worry
Oh,
about
does he not
it.
have one?
Probably the
Because we
most
can't
important
do it.
person here doesn't have a name tag.
Important out of all of them.
Thank you.
And who are you? Looking at the kid in the back.
I'm Dez. He's with me. Where are we?
Does like how old does Des look?
He looks like pushing 10 or 11.
Oh, so he's like her kid
Wow,
then or
wee.
something.
Wow, you were a small child.
Oh.
He glances at you from across the table, and then he just continues with his food.
Is he with you as well?
Yeah, he's with one of Rosca's companions. She kind of bows and says, "Yeah, hear a lot of bad things happening out west with the tiefling cultures. We're trying to get him back to a new family."
Oh,
all right.
if you want a nice place, I don't recommend the Ruby Kingdoms. I highly do not recommend anywhere in the Ruby Kingdom sending him.
Yeah, no worries there. He has his own, hopefully his own home out in Anatolia.
Oh,
He's never met his parents, so we're doing our best to reunite him.
Referencing map. Pardon
South.
me.
You can reference map if you choose. There you
Southwest.
go.
I was trying.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
Northwest
where's-
of you. Well, I
About
guess it is southwest.
right.
Yeah.
Well, kind of now.
oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
I can't see.
Ping,
I
ping,
fix.
There we are.
ping
Where are
this.
we? Ah,
Monka.
monkass.
But yeah, you are free to discuss with them if you choose.
Oh, have you already gotten your part of the ritual done?
Just finished just now. We'll be heading to the condo shortly.
Oh, you too.
I need to look up the definition of something.
Aki does wonder, what do you mean you too?
We met up with another thread not too long ago who was already making their way to the.
Summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking to me. For a
God damn it.
second.
Summer.
He's like, Summer's great. Haven't seen her in a few months. I figured she was about to finish everything up. We're running a little bit behind schedule.
yeah. They said she
Yeah,
was
I got
heading to
one.
the mountains and then out of the country.
She'll probably be heading this way in a few weeks, I guess.
Oh,
Toji kind of like excuses himself to return to his food. But yes, you are welcome to discuss with them anything that you might. But now is the point where you can actually do whatever you please. Because Zoe has to go perform her ritual.
Can I watch the ritual? I like being present for it.
You
You know-
can do so if you like.
I like
kinda wanna be
supporting her.
Where?
Feel free to wander around, as the Shrine Maidens say.
Oh, yeah.
Oops, I fucked up. There
Oh,
we go.
they're having a bro date in here. Sweet.
I'm
Who?
looking at chat.
Aki's like a human, right?
Aki is indeed a human, yes.
Okay, just had to make sure.
Oh, there's a chest in here. Wow. Don't
Let's
rob the
show Ren.
shrine.
Wait. Where'd
I'm not gonna
Zoe-
rob a shrine.
Where'd Zoe go?
Uh,
I'm gonna, like, up here if you can see this ping.
Yeah.
What?
Go as far north as you can. Follow the halls.
I'm gonna go near this one again, because it's the one I like.
Yeah, just keep going left through the hallways until you like get to like this point. Wait, this point, and then you go.
So the question I have here is, should I actually go and like watch this ritual, or should I
Yeah.
go and enjoy the festival outside?
That is up to you.
Where the fuck? Oh wait,
You are not obliged to anything.
I'll talk to her later.
yeah, I'm gonna go enjoy the festival outside.
Yeah.
To support Sweet Girl.
Yeah. In
What's-
time. What's up?
I've made a horrible mistake.
What is that?
I deleted my token instead of just moving him.
You fucked up.
Oh no.
Guess? Oh, hey.
Hello. But yeah, you guys see Zoe focus on her ritual for some time. After a little bit, you do see that it seems to have completed everything that she needs to do. She puts her hands forward, the glowing light emits, and then Ren, you said you're outside.
Yeah, I'm outside, just kind of like looking around at what's happening at the festival.
Was Karist outside as well?
She went outside and then like continued wandering through the shrine. She's kind of lost. She's just walking around.
That's fine. Actually, you're not updated on my screen. That's really weird. Oh, there you go. But yeah, as you're outside, Ren, you do see that the old structure, the big stone one behind the wooden shrine structure, it begins to have a glowing blue light atop it until it focuses into a small portion of the roof and then seems to continue to glow a light bluish color.
That girl's something special, and he just keeps walking.
Yep. And
I have to ask for my own personal reasons. Is this festival like the type of thing where like they have games where you can win prizes, or is it just like stuff to enjoy?
a little bit of both.
Because I'm definitely cheesing one of the things that has prizes.
Most of the prizes, like the things that offer prizes, are just for kids, but you're welcome to play them if you want.
No. I'd play it and give my prize to a little kid.
Yeah, it's kind of like they don't really give prizes to the adults until they can tell, or unless they can tell they're giving it to a kid. But it's just like,
Yeah,
oh
it's
yeah, you can play, it's fine.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, give it to just, and he just points to like any like small child.
Mhm.
Points to Zoe.
Oh no, Zoe's busy.
Small child.
Wow.
Points to Des. Small child.
Wowie.
Des is small child. He's
Yeah,
only 16.
actually, small child Des.
This is a good boy.
But yeah, you can certainly finagle yourself a prize. Give me a performance check.
Performance? Man, I'm shit at those.
Says
Where the
the
fuck?
sex god.
Wowie.
Not even.
Yeah.
Maybe you should get better.
You know, you're right.
Maybe you should learn a
14.
thing or two from Trish.
Yeah, the performance, or not the performance, the activity that you're doing is a fishing game, and it's trying to catch actual live fish that are in this very large container. They seem a bit feisty, but eventually you get one, and as you bring it out of the water, it puffs into a pink smoke, and turns into a ticket that you can redeem for a prize.
What the fuck? Okay, I'm... Do I give this to one of the actual small kids, or do I give it to Des?
Has Des made that much of an impression on you?
Do you want to
He's
make a friend?
adorable.
It hits close to home for Ren. I'm gonna give it to Des.
What kind of prize do you choose for him?
What did they have?
They have like various toy weaponry. They probably have toy shields as well. They have various interesting like art designs, as well as just
Do they
generic
have action
toys.
figures?
They do not have any action figures.
Fuck.
Can I make like a shitty insight check to see what type I would think Des would like, because I'm
Give me
I'm
an insight
immediately
check.
inclined to go with like the toy weapon,
Mhm.
but like he might. Oh, I'm gonna go with like the toy weapon.
Yeah.
Thank you for getting
do
rid of
so.
that.
I'm just gonna. I gotta mark off the nat one. For instance.
But yeah, that is a thing you can do. Otherwise, the rest of the time here is up to you. For those in the shrine chamber, you do see Zoe step off. She seems kind of like a bit flustered from all that. You do see a little blush on her face, but she's like, oh, okay, done.
All right there.
It takes a lot out of you. It's hard to explain, but it's using a lot of magical powers that are way older than I can even understand.
No, you're doing good.
The vestiges are gods that tend to take more than give, but when they give in plenty.
So, while Zoe was doing the ritual, I imagine I would have just been attempting to pray at this shrine right here.
Do you pray for
Well, if
anything in
it's a shrine.
particular?
It's gonna be more so asking a question
You can ask a question.
and hoping to get an answer.
Questions are prayers.
He's gonna run his hand over it again, holding onto his gem in his pocket, just going, are you really gaining power from these rituals the threads are doing?
Give me a religion check.
I can guidance that. +3.
15.
You hear no response, but you feel the pull in the same direction it's always pulled.
I pokey poke.
Well, you're just poking it?
I poke and I say, "Hope you heard my prayer, Ikigai. Thanks."
You do so.
Hey yo.
Yep. So, that all being said, Zoe's done. What are the rest of y'all going to do with your days? You said you want to be here for a couple days.
Well, I'm giving Des his fucking toy.
Yeah.
One.
Ren wanted to be here for a few days.
I do. I have a thing that I need to do, but you guys need to handle your things first.
I want to go write my letters, and I also want to hang out with the girls and explore the town. Oh no, take me with you, ladies. No, take me with. Oh god. I'm so lost in this
Did
crazy
we pass
world.
a tavern like on our way up through here? 'Cause you said we went through, like,
You
the
would have seen a
front.
couple taverns.
Yeah, just like if I see everybody leaving, I'll just say, "Let's all meet up at like insert tavern name here after dark." I'm kind of busy right now.
All
And they
right.
just go sprinting off.
Is Odd following Ren?
Probably not following him, but staying in a general area.
Can you bring me to the ladies?
So no, not following.
Ren, every time he
I
enters
go
a new town,
find-
can you bring me to the ladies?
Where'd
You walked
go?
past them, you noodle.
Did I?
Yeah.
I went the other way. I went outside.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me for a second. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, I found them.
But yeah. What does everyone want to do while they're in Almori?
I'll bond. I'd probably ask Aki which vestige picked him.
Hold that thought. Shit.
Oh yeah, I would have wanted to been around for that.
I mean, you can be around for that. It's fine. I assume, like, again, like, things happen in flux here, so I assume various conversations are happening at various times in various places. I'm breaking everything. Don't mind me. Oh, Jesus. What was Chris doing?
Chris wanted to go up to Zoe and just be like, "Wait, so if you like Aki, why don't you want to talk to him?"
It's complicated. He's nice sometimes, but he's also a huge butthole.
Then why do you like him?
I don't know. It's complicated.
But I'm very confused.
Have you liked anyone?
A little.
Anyone enough to, you know, do stuff with?
Lance
Well, I
sitting
mean-
here awkward, like,
Well, I mean, We've like... I mean, what kind of things? Like, you can do lots of things with people.
Is that you saying that, you're being naive, young Babu?
Yes.
Let me see if she understands if you're being naive, young Babu.
Please understand.
Please understand.
She knows entirely what you mean. And she's like, oh. Yeah, it just... When you want to do, like, really personal things, like, you like studying, right?
Yeah.
And, like, sometimes you have to work on a really big magical project.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, sometimes you don't want people messing up your project, right?
Well, yeah, that wouldn't be very nice.
But in a group project, you have to work with them. It's kind of like that. You kind of would rather do it yourself.
Well, I usually end up doing the projects by myself.
Yeah, but whenever you do have to work together, sometimes it's better to work on it by yourself. For Aki, he makes me want to work on it by myself, but I'm stuck with him.
But he's in a different group.
It's a long story.
I still don't understand.
I can tell you more one day when I know what I'm talking about.
Okay. You think it would help if I could lend you, like, a book? Usually if I read a book, it helps.
What would she say to that?
Is it smut?
No, she says...
Fucking reading.
I think I've read every book that could help me there.
Oh.
Ooh.
I haven't found any books to help.
We can go to the library and I can show you some.
Sure.
She found Tusk Glove.
Is she gonna show me the smut section?
The romance section, excuse you.
Almost smut.
I want to
Tasteful
go to the
smut.
romance section.
As you are talking to Aki, though, Odd, he says, "Oh, I'm taken by Nil."
Nil is...
Got a space.
Dude.
Other name is in, like... Ryok?
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta say those names, because those are the only names we have written down anywhere.
I mean,
I mean, I have none of the names written down, so...
The only reason I know them is from the First Flame article, but you keep saying the names that aren't the names in the First Flame
here,
article.
I'll just put them in Discord and pin them.
I was able to figure it out just because nil equals nothing, which equals space, so...
May is the only one that has the same name always.
It's true. Here you go. Oops, I can't spell. Hold that thought. Boop boop. Boom. There you go. And then pinned. You can find it forever.
Everything I can go.
Damn.
But that is what he says.
Nice.
He also lifts his shirt sleeve and he shows a quite large brand for Nil's symbol on his arm.
And we asked what Summers was, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Which was she again?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Wait, am I getting them mixed up?
No, we didn't ask her.
Did you not
I'm
ask
gonna
her?
ask
We did not.
Zoe what she is then.
Oh, right, you didn't ask her.
We did not.
I
I
will
distinctly
ask
remember
Zoe
not
then.
asking her.
Oh, Summer, she's attributed to Ikigai.
I love her.
But yeah, did you want to say anything else to Aki Odd? Oh, can you not speak? Oh, understood. Understood.
Oh, there we go.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
I just had to complain.
Ha!
Yeah.
That's how it works. Negative reinforcement.
As it turns out, complaining solves all your problems.
It does.
Well, if only that were
My
true.
sister seems to think so.
Ooh.
Anyway.
I say I'm not exactly a threat to myself, but I was apparently chosen by a god too, and I show him my brand.
Toji and Rosca take way more interest than he does, and they're just like leaning over the table to look. I've never seen anything like that. Neither have I.
The Sumerian shade. I don't know a whole lot though.
He is a trickster.
This-
Raska pulls up her own shirt sleeve. Right under her elbow, she also has a symbol for the Sumerian shade. And she says, "Not quite like that. Mine's a little different." You do note that
tieflings.
you do note that her tattoo seems to have been human-made as opposed to magically made.
Oh,
You do see that it's like ink as opposed to like your skin.
so how much do you know about Jan?
I've only learned a little bit here and there. I do worship him, though. He helps me upon my endeavors.
Has he actually spoken to you?
Oh, if only. The vestiges never speak, at least not to anyone but these. And Aki just kind of nods. I've been lucky to speak to them once, when I first got this. It wasn't exactly the nicest of times to speak to a god, but you know.
See, he visited me in a
Did
dream.
the god cock block you?
Wow, wait. Yeah, he visited me in a dream one night, and this was glowing. I'm not a threat, but he wants me for something. Oh God.
I was
Oh,
doing
God.
the thing. Don't mind me. Yeah. Toji kind of says, "You're definitely graced by something. Whether that's a good thing or not, you should be worried about it."
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm extremely worried about this. I've heard God of Terror, God of Deceit, God of Trickery, and this is this sounds very bad. And I'm just afraid of what he even wants with me.
You hear Gareth screaming from the other side of the continent.
Raska says, "It's not all doom and gloom, of course. Sometimes the gods want bad things, of course, but all of the vestiges sometimes want something that we might consider bad. They have a bigger view of the world than we do." Lag. Fair enough.
Right.
You can continue that conversation if you want to, whenever you're not lagging. However, what is everyone else doing?
I gotta go to the post office.
Yeah. Throughout probably the next day when everything's all opened again, you head over to the post office. What kind of letter do you write?
I'm gonna write one addressed to Niles.
Mm-hmm.
And also maybe one for Aggie and the Queen.
Okay. What do all these say?
Maybe that's not a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
God, what would the idiot do?
If you don't know, I need to think about it. We can do some of Ren's stuff.
I think an update letter to the Queen. It would just say something to the Queens, would say, update on progress. I somehow ended up in Ezo, no leads yet, will be making my way back west. Hoping to hear more rumors when we get into the, it's not the Empire, what is it?
The Confederation.
The Confederation.
There you go.
And then to Niles would be, "Oh my god, I don't know what happened. I ended up in Ezo somehow. I'm panicking. Are you okay? I completely forgot that you were with me. How are you doing?
What a fucking night
I'm
to
lost.
aspire.
Also, are you eating properly? I hope you're still training. I'll be making my way back west eventually. Oh my god.
That is what you say.
Lance.
That.
No, actually, let's be real. Lance would put love Lance.
XOXO Lance.
He wouldn't put from, he'd put love.
That is what you do. And you send those off in their due time. Trollo, are you still dying?
I'm alive.
Hello.
I've been trying to think of what else I could say, but I can't really think of anything that I would have to say to Aki's group at least.
That is okay. So, for Ren, how are your next couple days going?
So, during the day, I'm out in the town, just like taking stock of its inhabitants, noting like any possible like orphanages in the area, any homeless. I'm trying to find any trace of thieves' cant in the town.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
This is not an advantage. Investigation.
Also, give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion now. This I cannot do.
Yeah. You kind of look around, and you don't seem to see any sign of, like, homeless people or an orphanage in this area. You kind of, like, ask around, though. And, someone says, the vagrants, we don't want any of them around here. You can check down by the docks.
Yeah, he just nods his head and like as a thank you, and just like starts to head towards the dock.
Yeah.
Keeping his eye out for thieves' cant as he goes.
Heading off toward the north of the town, you do come to the very large elevators that are structured within the side of the cliffside.
He just sort of like looks at these warily, and then like looks at like the like actual cliff face. How steep is this cliff face? Like how high?
Vertical, and it's about like 1,000 to 2,000 feet high.
Unscalable, right?
Yes.
Okay. He's just gonna like gulp nervously and just like take an elevator down.
Yeah, one of the attendants takes you on. The gates close to it, and he pulls down a lever. It begins to slowly nudge its way down the very large, steep cliff face here. It comes to several spots along the wall of the cliff face where there are caves that lead inside the cliff itself. And it seems that some of the commoners and lower class people live in these areas.
Am I able to like take like a guesstimation as to how many people there could be?
Walking through the area, you do see quite a number. You'd say the total number of the town is probably hovering around like 2,000 maybe.
2,000 vagrants?
2,000 people, just in general.
Oh, 2,000 people total. Okay.
Yeah, you can imagine that maybe like 3% of the community is lower class or vagrant.
So approximately 60 people. Okay. That works. All right. And then, yeah, I just want to, like, head down towards the docks, just, like, take a look around.
You come out on the docks. The elevator opens from the opposite end, where it would have just walked out of the cliffside. There are quite a number of large boats and docks here, and lots of pier workers just moving about, hustling and bustling with large crates, moving little trolleys around, trying to get things to where they need to go. You also do see a few people fishing, and some just layabouts just hanging around here and there.
Yeah, and there's been no sign of thieves' cant this entire time, right?
Given your musings and wanderings around, you don't see any.
Okay. He's just gonna, like, just sort of, like, look around, see how busy everything is down here.
Quite.
And, if there's ever a time where he could just, like, slip and snatch something without being noticed, he'd try to go for it.
Most of the crates here are quite large, so it'd probably be hard to steal something, but you can certainly try.
Not like a giant crate, but like I imagine there's not all like merchant ships. There's probably like ships that have like smaller chests being moved. They could like easily just be slipped into the back holding and just be gone.
Give me a D100.
D100. Oh, that's a D1000.
Ah.
Wait,
that's a
what?
D0.
1D. That's yep. D00.
But hey, I got that crit though.
You did. Yeah.
also
Wow. You do see a trolley with some very beautiful chests that seem to be moved around, but there are 8 guards around it.
Ooh.
They are all dressed in a very beautiful blue and gold armor.
Would I know what that blue and gold
Excuse me?
armor means?
Give me a history check.
I don't think it's you somewhere.
It's not me, no. But who?
Is it history?
Yes. Yeah, you aren't quite sure of this. They definitely don't look like they're from Ezo.
might actually be me because some of the peoples from Quartz's place are actually blue. They got blue accents.
Oh.
How attentive are they?
Very. Like it seems their sole job is to guard that, as well as their companions, who seem to be busy on the boat behind them.
Even though I'm not there, can I make a history check to see if I would know?
No. If he tells you about it later, maybe.
Okay.
Can I look for any sort of sign about how long they could be here?
It seems they're about to head off. And head off into land, that is.
Are there like dock workers helping them?
Yeah.
Helping them unload. Could I like slip off and try to disguise myself as a dock worker?
Do you have proficiency in the disguise kit?
I do.
You can certainly try.
You have one.
I do.
Okay.
Where the fuck is it? Oh, I almost used the wrong check. Ha!
Yep. You kind of scrounge around. They seem to wear these particular vests that designate the dock workers. You can't really
I
find.
will also like disguise my face a little bit to like make my features seem like not as elvish.
But again, they do have these vests that designate them as dock workers. You can't find a vest given you're just perusing around unless you want to try to look. But you can definitely like make yourself look scrappy and entrepreneurial as one of the dock workers. Although how much you'll stand out is to be debated.
Is there like a dock worker on like break anywhere?
You do see several of them hanging out in small groups.
I'm gonna like approach one of the smaller groups and just like, hey, I need one of you to help me real quick. So this is my first day at work, and I kind of forgot my uniform, and he's like pointing to the vest that one of them wearing, and they won't let me help out unless I have my uniform on, and I just need to borrow it just for a quick second to help them load the ship.
Borrow it? You must be crazy. Go talk to the foreman.
Can you show me to him, please?
They point
I really
to
need this job to help my family.
They point to a cabin that is like on the far end of the pier.
I head that way.
Yep. You kind of like give a knock on the door, and a gruff man with a strong mustache and short hair greets you. He looks very cranky.
How do I say this? How do I do this? Hey, he just like sort of changes it up a little bit. He's like, hey, I've been in a small accident. I've lost my vest. I need a replacement one.
Who are you?
Uh-oh.
My name's
What?
Lucan.
I was gonna say go with the old Len Leaf Trotter.
Yeah, he just kind of like looks you down and he says, Lucan, eh? And why don't you have your vest?
Kind of got into a bit of a scrap on the way here, and they also managed to relieve me of my coin pouch.
Heh, no coin and no vest. It's a tough break for you. The vest costs $25, so for your coin as well. He seems to like
You can take it out of my wage.
he fiddles with his necklace, and he shows what seems to be an emblem of the dock workers.
How the fuck do I play this? He just like sort of like he reaches up like he knows it's supposed he's supposed to have like a similar necklace, and he's like, shit, they must have got that in the middle of the fight too. Listen, I really need this job. I've got a wife and a kid to support, and I really can't come home empty-handed to them.
I have a wife and kid too, and if I stole anything from the fiefdom or I had anyone who I didn't hire properly, then I would get in trouble myself. No can do, kiddo.
Can I give a deception check?
You can try.
I have to believe. I have to believe. I have to believe.
Yeah. He seems to accept your deception as truth, but he doesn't seem to care.
How attentive does this man seem?
I mean, right now he's staring you down.
No, I just mean like his general demeanor.
You'd have to watch him for a little while to get a handle on him, unless you want to do an insight check to figure him out.
Because I have a secondary plan for this.
Yeah, you don't know anything about this guy.
The secondary plan doesn't work. Yeah, I just say 9 above. I guess I'll see what I can do. Thanks for at least trying.
9 above, 5 below, and he closes the door.
I got legitimately confused there for a second, Chris, because there's a store in my town called 5 Below. I was
Same.
like, wait, what?
He took a slur at the old gods.
Fucking
Wow.
rude. Fucking rude. Yeah. I guess I'm just gonna move away from the docks. Kind of disappointed at the strict policies here.
Around that time, you do see one of the elevators is occupied by these several guards, as well as 2 people who seem very noble indeed. And that particular elevator begins to head toward the upper city.
I can't risk it. I have a job to do. Fuck me. Goddamn morals and wanting to help this small child. Yeah, I'm just gonna head back and meet up with the group, just looking like dejected as fuck.
That is a thing you can do. Yeah. You guys all join together, I assume, on the festival evening, just going to the various stalls and whatnot, having a nice time, before sharing dinner with all of the others, particularly within Aki's group. This is basically your chance. If you have any questions for a fellow group of threads, this is your time to ask them.
Why you look upset, Ren?
Wait, what?
Ren came back looking upset.
Oh, I assume he did this the day after. So you guys are just chit-chatting.
I mean, he looked upset. I didn't get to
docks are
ask
dumb.
him.
The docks are very dumb.
The docs are what?
The docks are dumb. There's also some random, like, nobility-looking people in town. I don't know. Their guards wearing, like, blue and gold.
Around that time, Kieran and Kenji come in, and Kenji nods to them. And they would be Formosan.
Where?
Formosa. It's the country just outside of Eza.
Oh.
Very, very heavily guarded. Makes working very difficult.
Very militant and very loyal. They also have a lot of wealth because they are able to defend themselves quite handily from the Confederation.
I could tell the wealth.
Fuck, do we have any actual questions for their threads at this point? I don't...
You probably won't see them for some time, so any questions are good questions.
It's like, we don't know enough to, I think, have any, like, meaningful questions.
Carista's whispering to Zoe.
Mhm.
Okay, so if you like him, and he knows you like him, why is he still mean? Or
Just-
why won't...
It's fine, just shut up, shush.
No, I'm confused
I'll
still.
tell you later, it's fine.
That's it.
Now that I think about it, I do have a question. Who had the tattoo? Ruska?
Mhm.
I'll ask Ruska. So, why exactly do you follow Yami?
He serves my ambitions. I do things that might not go in accordance to everyone's rules and regulations. He's a good guy for that.
Oh, so are you like my friend Ren here?
She kind of nods and then points to her missing horn and says, probably a bit worse.
Ren is assumably in the middle of eating. He just like looks up with like his mouth full. He's like, hmm?
Would I know about what would Odd know about horn cutting?
You might not know about it unless you do a history check, but you would have definitely seen tieflings with their horns cut.
Can't hurt. With guidance. Oh, well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you basically know everything that is in the sheet that describes what horn cutting is.
How much of his or her horn? I don't know. Oh, I see cleavage, so I'm gonna say her.
She is a she.
How much of her horn is cut?
Dun dun dun. Well, let me just get the link so you can look at that. I'll also put that in. Excuse me, for anyone who wants to see. Boink, boink. However, you do note that it is the left horn, and it is 3/4 cut.
Of course. Incitement, conspiracy, mutiny, and acts against the.
So you would know her as a naughty girl.
Oh, yeah, that's probably something I would not get into.
She did something pretty bad. It wasn't enough to get exiled by her tribe, but it was close.
Which tribe are you from?
Every tribe has a different name. They're all infernal, of course.
I mean, I'm more asking from where.
North Formosa.
Oh,
Oh,
never been.
I'm far from here, from Horizon, actually.
Kenji just kind of like looks over the table as he eats and says, "You're just lucky we didn't meet when the time was right. Lucky indeed.
Wait, what?
We both served in the war against the orcs. I was on the opposite side."
Oh.
Kenji just kind of like gets more of his beer and says, "It's all water under the bridge at this point. I couldn't care less about the war."
How many years ago was the war?
It was about 20-ish wars ago. Yes, 20-ish years ago.
I remember hearing stories when I was a baby about that. Not a baby, we were like a toddler still.
You would know
that
that
down his chair,
you
avoiding the tension.
You would know, Lance, that those wars are kind of constant in the East, and the Confederation has had a lot of luck. Formosa and Ezo have had less luck.
Mm-hmm.
The Northern Territories are quite wild.
Hoo-wee.
But yeah, you are welcome to ask anything about them, anything you'd like to learn. But if nothing else, then that's fine.
Also, can we just talk about the way that this place treats their less fortunate? It's horrible. Has anybody seen it? Just me? Those without homes live in caves on the edge of town.
Those caves are actually quite defensible and quite fortified. They are able to dig them basically wherever they want. It's very real estate, but pretty much anyone can live down there.
But the fact that they don't have any sort of system to help these people is deplorable. At least in my opinion, having been in that situation before.
Most people don't have that sort of support network, at least if you're very poor. You've noticed that in the villages that we pass through. It gets pretty rough out there. I used to be pretty poor too.
It's really... and he just sort of groans at it. People need to help these people. Someone needs to be looking out for them.
Anybody else?
Like, I want to ask stuff, but I don't think there's anything, like, of significance there.
Hey, all questions are good questions.
Like, I got nothing. I got my fill from...
You're like, this is one of the few times you get to talk to Threads, like, we don't fucking know enough about him, I guess, to have any more questions.
I mean, I at least had, at least talked to somebody who also... God, what's the word? Cohorts? That's not the word. Just
kinda.
Had something to do with Yami.
Cahoots, I think that's what you were thinking of.
Cahoots.
Whatever.
Cahoots. Yeah.
It's not even cahoots, it's just she's a worshiper.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is there any point where Aki's alone?
I mean, there are several times when he's alone. When he either like went to the bathroom or was like checking on his pack or something.
Yeah, it's like one of the times where he's on. Probably not the time where he's going to the bathroom. Let's be real here. Ren just sort of follows him. He's like, "So, what's your opinion of Zoe?"
Zoe, she's great. Most of the other people that I've met while being a threat are pretty great. They're all pretty capable too. She's a little weak. She needs to be helped along as best she can, but I think she can do it.
She's hold on 1 second. I have to adjust the setting.
No slurpee.
Slurpee.
Don't slurp on strim.
Slurp, slurp, slurp.
No slur. He just sort of said, she's not exactly weak, but she does have her benefits to having around. She's got a great personality.
I can't deny you
pretty
there.
lively too, but she's kind of into you, right?
I've heard rumors.
Yeah. Just between us. Do you share the sentiment?
How would you respond to that is the good question.
Young
Trust
and
me.
in love.
Trust me, kid. It's not a big deal if you do.
You try not to get too attached when you're in a position like ours, but, I mean, she's a nice girl.
I'm trying to figure out how to respond to that. I dropped my phone. He just says, I can understand that, but, there's something nice about having someone that you can be close with when you're in a situation.
Yeah, we've been close in the past whenever we met.
Insight check?
Sure.
What
Close
are
us
we
in
talking
inside
about?
each other, or... Oh, another nat one.
He's being vague enough to where you're not sure what he's meaning.
That's your second nat 1 on an insight check tonight.
Sir, you can't read these kids.
Ren is bad at relating to the youth.
Uh,
I used
Hello,
to be
what is
these
up,
kids.
my
Oh, never
fellow
mind,
kids?
just kidding.
What is up, my fellow threads?
It's a big... He just sort of just nods his head and says, just think about a possible future for yourself, right?
I don't know how much future there is in all of this, but, I mean, whether I succeed, she succeeds, Summer, or any of the others, I think the world will be a better place.
That's the entire reason we're doing this, right?
That's the goal.
That's I just sort of say death might be, or like a possibility of no future might be but you always have to at least think of the possibility. Back when I was younger, I used to be convinced I was going to not live to see the next week. You just gotta have confidence that you will.
Oh, I know too much about that. He kind of like shows his left hand. You notice his pinky's out of shape.
What?
Ren points.
It was broken at a point.
Ren points to a slightly crooked nose from multiple breaks. It's
I
like,
love
yeah.
Ren's trying to relate to all of the youth for some reason.
Hello, my fellow threads.
Hello, my fellow kids.
Not all of the youth. But that's pretty much all I got.
Yeah, he says, he kind of like exchanges some small talk with you, and before he goes, he said, what kind of weapon do you have? What kind of weapon do you have? This is me asking.
I have a rapier on my hip, and I also have a couple of daggers stowed on, and then I have my bracelet.
Yeah, he said, he, like, as you finish your small talk, he also claps, what seems to be a sword by his own pack, and he says, maybe one day we can try to spar.
I'd be down for that. I'm not much of a violent type, though.
I can't share the same sentiment there.
I'm gonna fucking fight this kid.
He then says, "Get to the continent, then we can talk."
It's a deal.
You guys go on your ways. For Lance and for Rand, give me a perception check.
Being poked by my dog.
That's a personal problem. Those bad rolls, man.
Oof.
Jesus.
Bad rolls.
Sleeping on the roof, by the way.
Excuse you, P.
Um,
You just cursed my roll.
Odd's doing his usual thing of just like sitting outside, enjoying the night.
Yep. You're sitting outside.
Yeah, he
Oh yeah. To
occasionally
like enjoy
does sit outside and just like stare into the night sky.
Yeah.
Lance does his night walks and then he goes to sleep.
Yeah, it's quite peaceful. Go ahead and give me a perception check as well, Odd.
Like Odd does this quite often.
Well, that's why I said, like, Lance likes to do his night walks. Thank you! Thank you!
Yeah.
Thank you!
Lounging on the in the grass here on this large mountainous space that is within the town. You see the lights flickering from below. They're slowly going out as the night grows on. But as you kind of like look up to the sky, the stars seem illuminated. You see all of the galaxies throughout the sky. But all of a sudden, you feel a strange pull come from the sky.
Is a star disappearing?
Yes.
Oh.
Welcome to class.
Ah, fuck!
The hell?
But yeah, you feel your pull come from like basically directly above you, and as you look up, you see shooting stars shoot across the sky, heading toward the northwest. It just kind of skirts along the horizon.
Odd's gonna do the whole like making a wish on it, even though that's just like a story.
Give me a D100. As the shooting star like falls and it kind of fades out of vision, you do feel your pull return back to the northwest in the same direction as the star, unironically. But yes, you make a wish on that falling star.
81. Wish. I wish to find what I want on this journey.
Around that time, though, you hear some movement of gravel, like on the front area of the shrine. And you do note that 2 people are walking away from the shrine. They seem to be heading out to the woods.
Just gonna go ahead, pass without trace and follow.
Get it!
You kind of wander behind them. Give me a stealth check, though.
Plus 10. 20.
You're able to quite easily lurk behind, getting a little bit closer once they pass into the actual wooded area to the northwest of the shrine. You do quickly note that it is Zoe and Aki talking. They are holding hands.
God, why
Ooh.
is she hooking up with everyone?
Ooh.
Oh.
Granted, we don't know what they were doing with her in summer.
Yeah.
Can I hear it all what they're saying?
Give me a perception check. That is a separate perception check.
Why are we getting involved with this fucking teenager's love life now?
You can't hear what they say. They seem to be saying it under their breath.
They're right. They're trying to consecrate all the shrines. Am I right, boys?
After a while of following, though, they do stop, and after a while of talking under their breath some more, in the shade of the moonlight, you do see them begin to undress, and they begin to do their business.
Oh.
Walk away! Walk away!
Walk away!
Oh, it's just gonna thaumaturgy. Wait, no. Hold on.
Thaumaturgy, yo,
Let-
I see you!
No, let me read the thing on this. Oh, that's vocal. Hold on, no.
I mean, do it and just be
Just
like,
thaumaturgy.
what are you doing?
No, no thaumaturgy.
Where is he?
Use protection.
I'm just gonna click on this just to read the wording on it. Don't mind me.
Understood.
Remove swarms up to 3 times the slot for 1 minute. Harmless tremors on the ground. Do that as he climaxes.
They sound.
You are a trickery cleric.
I know, which is why I'm wanting to do this, which is why I took thaumaturgy over any other cantrip.
Dude. Wait, if you can imitate Lance's voice, be like, I know what you're doing.
You know, I'm gonna do that, but like 30, but like a little ways from them, and not in my direction at all. Just mine.
Imitate Lance's voice. I know what
And-
you're doing.
And when that's done, just like dart away while still stealthing.
Yeah. So describe what you're doing exactly.
Okay. To say like I'm the 30 feet from them, it's going to be to their right, away from me, and it's going to be Lance going, "I see you two."
Yeah.
And as soon as I'm done with that, I dart away.
Yup. Excuse me while the thing happens.
Do you want me to
Oh my.
roll? Do you want me to roll stealth on that again?
No, because someone saw you.
Great.
And then, but yeah, that happens. It happens over in that direction. You do see, they both kind of like startle. Aki rises to his feet, and then he kind of like scans the area as you begin to run, sees you, and you take the following to the back.
Keep running. Keep running.
Rocky.
But yeah, you can keep running. He just sent those out. Oh yeah, you gotta
Go
do.
away, Dad.
I mean, if it's a voice, it's instantaneous.
A voice? What?
The hit for the thaumaturgy.
Oh yeah, the thaumaturgy went out. He saw him. He got a nat 20, and then cast a magic missile flying out at odd. It hits you unerringly as you run away.
I mean, he's still running away,
Yeah.
Jerry. So it's not like Pass Without a Trace matters. He was seen.
I didn't say I was running. I said I was still stealthing away.
Oh, it's still stealthing away then. Yeah, con
I didn't
save
say I was
to keep
running.
your thing up.
You gotta do the con save to maintain that pass without trace.
I mean, it's still up.
Haha!
Because that's little damage.
Yep. But yeah, you were struck. Whatever you do from there is up to you.
Go home.
That is what you do.
Lance's voice though, which was great. They're gonna be like, Lance, what the fuck? And I'll be like, I was sleeping here next to Chisato all night. She can vouch for me. Excuse me.
That is the thing. Afterwards, a morning comes, and
That's fine.
yeah, your days pass without incident. What shall you do with yourselves?
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Odd does note that Zoe and Aki look a little bit beleaguered for their long night.
Says nothing.
Does anybody
They
else
don't say
notice?
You could probably notice that they're tired, but maybe they just got bad sleep.
Did you two have nightmares?
You could say that.
Everyone's like,
You can insight it.
just how many times Ren's had this same look on his face? Because I haven't been.
You can have advantage, sure. Yeah. He seems to be telling the truth when he says, you could say that he had a nightmare. You kind of read that he's not telling the truth, but that he's not necessarily lying either.
Oh, did you guys have like a bad thread dream?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you should tell Kenji.
I'm sure he knows.
Oh.
Kenji comes down for his, like, rice and tamago and says, no, don't worry, I know.
Wait!
Ren's just sipping his tea with like a raised eyebrow towards Aki.
Oh no, I just realized something.
Yeah.
Zoe better not get pregnant.
Niles, no!
No. I realized something I'll say after session. Oh, that makes a lot of sense, though. You know what? I'll say it right now.
Say
You know
it.
how fucking maybe? Okay. So you know how Zoe said like what they have to be close to each other. She doesn't necessarily like him, blah blah. Maybe they have to have sex with each other.
What?
Some weird, it's very weird theory, but
Maybe you
Very
should ask
hot.
Zoe.
it's a
Consent is
very
hot.
weird theory.
That is very weird.
But
Zoe,
Listen,
do you have to
in-
have thread orgies?
it,
Oh my
like,
god.
listen,
Yes!
I never asked him that.
Ugh.
Zoe has said, and
Would
with
you like
what
to
Aki
join?
has said, and with what Summer has said,
Second,
it kind of makes sense in a
secondary
very weird
Chris
way.
question: what's an orgy?
Man,
I'm just saying,
It's where a
Then
lot of
Zoe
people
has
wrestle
sex.
at the same time.
Trist would be down.
if she has sex with another thread, it's confirming my theory. I'm sorry.
Wowie.
Well, we don't even know if she did with Summer.
Listen, we don't know, but we know out of character.
No, we
It's
don't.
true. We know how to
They
character
went
Chris.
off
No, we
into the
don't.
night together. I'm pretty sure that they did the diddle.
But yeah, Kenji comes in and begins to eat his dinner. And
Oh, I know something, and that yeah, okay.
Kenji comes in and says to you, Chris, "Oh, don't worry, I know."
Oh, should we be worried about it?
Nah, this is pretty normal for these two at least. They both just kind of hang their heads.
She like whispers to Zoe. Oh, does he know that you like Aki?
Zoe punches you like real hard.
Ow!
You lose a health point.
Oh no! That was very rude.
You do, Ren. You do hear Aki chuckling over his breakfast.
I just sort of like lean and whisper, the walk of shame isn't something to be upset about. We all have to.
Wait,
And the morning after.
I'm very confused now. Why was there nightmares and a walk of shame?
I whispered that.
He did whisper that. He said so.
Oh fuck.
Can I make a perception check to hear that?
Chris still says, I'm very confused.
It has to be very high, but you can try.
No.
You heard
Yeah.
everything.
I heard
Namely the
everything.
bird outside the window.
Oh, okay. Did I see that
I
bird?
hear it.
It's pretty loud.
Oh,
Oh god!
I-
Why do you have
I
why does everyone have +1s to this?
so good
So
luck.
good luck.
Yeah, no.
But
You shouldn't have given it to them for so fucking cheap.
it seems like everyone has one though. It's like wow.
Only
Only
two.
two of us. Half
There's
the party.
only 2.
It seems like a lot. Either way.
What is half the party?
It's a great item.
It's pretty alright in the beginning.
It falls off.
Yeah.
But yes.
I don't actually roll perception to hear. I just want to see what I would roll.
That's fair. But yes. You can do as you please.
Weren't we going to go to the library, Zoe?
We can.
Okay, you wanted to show me something.
I mean, you want to learn more about that sort of stuff, so we can.
I mean, I just don't understand it.
I want to come with you, but I gotta talk to Chi first.
By all means. I'll probably head to the library myself. There are some things I could research as well.
Okay.
Is everyone going to the library?
Chris, what did fucking Aki roll to see?
Nat 20.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
But he did not know who it was. He
That-
just
I mean, they heard Lance's voice.
he heard Lance's voice. He saw a silhouette, so he just took a blind shot at the silhouette because it was still in range.
Okay.
That's the beauty of magic missile. It hits unerringly.
Ah, yes.
You don't have to know who it is to hit them.
We know that he has magic missile now, though.
It's true.
Fucking wizard.
Wizard
Arcana
Eldritch
domain
Or
cleric.
source, or I don't. Wait, he might be Eldritch Knight. He did talk about fighting you.
Arcana domain.
To remind you of what she and Rika said, they're a little bit different.
Yeah, that is true. Home.
You also haven't asked anything about Zoe's magic powers.
That's true.
You said cleric-y.
I mean, it was described as clericy, but you didn't actually ask that. That was me out of character, or out of DM character.
Out of character. We really don't have too much of a reason to ask about it, like, until it comes up.
Oh, no, it's perfectly fine.
I need to say to you, Trollo, don't be the one to ask about the magic powers of the thread, because that throws a lot of suspicion on the person who got magic missiled on the back last night.
I wasn't going to.
But yes, who all is going to the library?
Me.
Me.
I'd like to look for like a potion shop in town.
Yeah, there's a potion shop in
Same.
town.
Oh shit, we should probably get potions. We still
Yeah.
don't have those.
We have a few.
I have
Okay.
0. Nobody gave me
I
any.
have one.
No, I gave you some.
Oh, I lied. I have one.
Yeah, you have a healing potion.
I have a single potion.
Yeah.
That being said, is basically everyone going to the library?
Not Ren.
Not me.
Oh, not Ren. Oh, not Ren and not Odd. Okay.
Yeah, I just say, like, as we start to leave, I just, like, look to the other and say, if there's anything you want me to get, you should give me the money for it now.
And you can use your debit cards for that. I don't give a fuck.
My money.
But yeah, everyone exchanges some goodbyes. Zoe gives Aki a big hug, but then also punches him. Toji gives a very strong handshake with Kenji. They seem to be a bit terse with each other, but not necessarily in a bad way. And it was Ren. You gave Dez the sword, right? Or you were going to give him one?
Yeah.
You can do that now if you'd like to, just for a
Yeah, I
step.
just sort of say, just as a, like, a small going away present. I know, like, this kid doesn't look to have much, does he?
He has like his traveling gear.
Yeah, I know you might not have much in the way of just, like, stuff to play with. I've been in your situation before, and so any little bit helps, right? Sort
Yeah.
of gives,
He-
like, a slight smile as he hands him the sword.
He just kind of like looks it over, and he looks like he doesn't want to accept it. Aki kind of like pats him in between his horns, and he says, "But now we can spar. You ready for that?" "Yeah, I really want to learn."
Exactly, you're gonna grow up and you're gonna be big and strong. You're gonna be able to beat this guy up anytime you want. And I just sort of like pat Aki on the shoulder.
You better be careful. He might fight you next. He already knows a few cantrips.
Oh no.
Dez looks really excited to show you and creates a small little ball of fire in his hand.
That's awesome, kid. I really wish I had the same sort of talent you guys do.
He's born with that.
Shut up! I'm making him feel better about himself.
You're born with that cantrip, you cheater.
But yeah, last calls before they leave.
They can leave.
Oh, no, bye-bye.
I also give Aki a thumbs up when I like see him hug Zed. Just gotta be a little shit.
Give me a sleight of hand.
Chris looks very confused as they hug.
You do so, and he does the same in reply.
The one time I don't want to not want.
That being said, you guys can do as you please with the rest of the day. For those going to the potion shop, discuss amongst yourself what is being bought. Also for those going to the library, if you want anything bought, let them know now.
I'm good.
Maybe just want another health potion, but I don't want to pay for it. So if you want to spend money on me, hey, thanks.
I mean, I could be kind.
That's if you want to spend
What
your
the
money
fuck?
on me. Why are you passed out on the floor?
I want this.
Don't.
I want to pay for
I don't want
it,
to talk
but I
about
want-
it, Summer.
I also have questions for Chi.
Yeah. The rest of you who are not going to the potion shop, head to the library. It's a very, it's a simple library. There's not anything too fancy here, but you can find anything that you need that it might have. Is there anything in particular that you're looking for?
I'm following Zoe. Because Zoe said she was going to teach me something.
I tell Zoe to pick me out a good book.
She goes through all of the various shelves hunting down for good books, and in her time produces about 5. The total cost of those would be 10 gold if you'd like to take them away from the library.
I will do that.
Can we read them in the library?
You could read some of them in the library.
What are these? I read like the book titles. What are they about?
Yeah,
I read the
hold on.
blurb.
Stall,
Alright.
please.
Asking for names and book titles is a DM's worst nightmare.
It's true.
This is good stalling y'all are doing.
Yeah, I know.
It's complete silence.
Go ahead and do your potion shopping, if you need to get anything besides what Lance said.
Healing potions, fucking. I'm doing the
Kitty,
whole like we're journeying with the Masters of the Shrine, so like a discount thing, and I'm not gonna look for that right now, at least. But yeah, just mainly healing potions.
Yep, they go by the prices in the book.
50, 150. Do we get a discount for journeying with the Masters of the Shrine?
Give me a persuasion check. Let me know what you get.
Odd, would you like the guidance?
Yeah, guidance.
Time for the Nat 1, champs.
Wow.
25.
That's a 26.
What is the total
26.
price of what you're shopping for?
I'd probably purchase like 2 regular healing potions and a greater, so that'd be 250. Before
Say again?
250 before discount.
Yes, with the discount, they can part with that for 145.
I'll fucking take it.
Meh. Yeah, this is the ones I could come up with off the top of my head. They're in Discord.
Tusk Love. You stole that from Crit Roll!
I did.
He did.
I mean, I stole it from y'all. I didn't know that was a
A
crit roll thing.
horny pair!
It's about tieflings.
I wonder that. Oh, yeah.
Oh, stained glass! Lance
Oh,
is
hey.
taking the stained glass one.
Yeah, that is one set in quartz.
It is?
Yeah.
I'm taking stained glass!
I'll give you more titles later.
Oh!
Wait.
How many books did they read?
Yeah. What?
Like 10.
Hold on.
Stained glass
Listen,
romance
it's
novel.
Fine. Well, so how are these books going to help?
Well, if you read them, you might learn a little more about, love and stuff.
Doing stuff.
You do stuff when you're in love.
I am doing stuff. I
You hear
think.
Ren from across the street, like fun.
Like.
Do you
Undercommon night.
do you like anyone though?
Is
I
she
mean-
talking to both of us? Because I'm also here.
Yeah, I mean, you are hearing the whole conversation.
I mean, maybe. Oh no.
Oh,
Well, who do you like?
I can't just tell you.
Well, I
you can
told
tell
you.
me. Yeah, you
She
tell-
kind of like
tell-
glomps
tell-
onto your
tell-
arm.
Tell.
What does that
tell,
Look at all this peer pressure.
Tell.
A glomp is like a moving hug. To glomp, it is a verb.
It's first grade,
Ew.
SpongeBob.
Disadvantage on this? Oh yeah. Well, Odd's really nice, and I don't know.
Yeah. When you mention odd, you see like Zoe's face light up with blush, and she's like, "Oh, that's great. Yeah."
What an odd choice.
Aw, that's sweet.
Zoe like turns around to you, Lance, and is like, "Shh.
What?
Well, you don't want to spoil it.
Well, I don't know about this stuff either, okay?
You gotta be nice for Christ."
I'm the nicest.
You are very nice.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You're so nice to me. I really appreciate.
And
Is he drunk?
Zoe turns around to Chris and says, "But you've never felt that way toward anyone before, right?"
I mean, sometimes, like, when, like, I go around the shrine districts in Ezo, there'd be, like clerics and paladins, and, they seem really nice, but none of them really stuck around very long. Well, I guess they just didn't like me.
That's the way it goes sometimes. I think reading these might help. I mean, it's helped me kind of. I don't really know how all this works either. I just kind of wing it.
Oh, I think that's what I've been doing. I made clothes for him and everyone.
That's a nice way to start. It looks really good, too.
Oh, thank you.
So, what you guys are talking about is kind of just like when you have like special feelings.
Yeah, when you like want to like follow someone around and like talk with them.
I mean, a lot of girls follow me around sometimes, and I've had 3 people propose to me before.
A lot of people like you, Lance. You're very attractive.
Thank you.
I can say for myself that you do have your allure, Lance.
Thank you. I love.
Yeah, Chisato was like reading off to the side.
Wow, thank you.
Just turns a page as she says it.
It's
Yeah.
just like I also very weird with the feeling like I get the whole allure of like being with somebody and stuff like that, but I've only had feelings for maybe 2 people in my life, and they're different feelings than I normally get for people, but it's more of a I want to protect them. But it also, I have a really weird time distinguishing these feelings, because the only feelings I felt feelings for feelings and blah 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 about people other than normal ones is the person that I was supposed to be protecting before. It was the prince that I lost. And then my squire. I want to protect them both and see them safe. Those are the only feelings I felt.
Well, that's good. It means you're doing a good job and you're going to protect me too, right?
Yes.
No, kid.
You also see, out of the corner of your eye, Lance Chisato, like, lower her book, just kind of, like, making sure.
Yes.
He's like, this is a test.
I protect.
This is your shit test. Pass it.
But yes, you gather some books, for yourselves along the journey. Is anyone else doing anything before you're leaving Almori?
I keep saying
I
want to
would-
talk to Chi.
Oh, right. You separate to a different part of the library to talk to Chi.
Yes. I want. Okay.
So, most of the threads are chosen for their reasons, but they're kind of spread out, right?
Well, generally they can be chosen by one of the vestiges at any point in their life, at any point in the world. It is quite complex in that manner. However, they generally are young. They are generally chosen when they're young because they can be trained in the various ways to be able to use their magics and be able to take the long, arduous journey. Also, those that are chosen in Ezo are most likely to become proper threads, like Zoe, like Summer, like the various others that are traveling along. They all lived in Ezo, and we have the most structure here. There are no masters of the shrines throughout the continent. They are definitely here.
My question more so, like, but they're like from all around, that's so you'd say, right?
All around the world. I'm sure there's many a thread that is granted power by a god, but if we do not know that they exist, we cannot help them on their journey.
Did, like, the group of threads, like Summer, Aki, Zoe, like, they all know each other, of course. Did they go to, like, a school or something, like training or something like that with each other?
Zoe went to the university, the same as Christ. I believe she met Summer there as well. Among a few others, there's another thread by the name of Michelle. She ventured out from Ezo some time ago. They all went to the same academy. Whether they were good friends or not is up to them. This being said, they were trained at various shrines under various leaders. You saw Toji, who is training Aki. Kenji is taken in Zoe. These leaders of these small adventuring parties, they're kind of in charge. Just as Kenji sort of parents and baby Zoe, he is her master, for a less better term. He takes care of her as best as he can.
And so, how is their relationship like amongst each other? We know that there were a few like bad eggs, but they seem to all be very close with each other.
There's so very few of them, and they are going on such an endearing journey that it certainly helps them to have good spirits. There are a few bad eggs, some who wield their powers as the vestiges in ways that might not be ideal. There is also a bit of a rivalry that occurs between them. We haven't really seen it at this stage, but Zoe's barely starting her own journey. Of course, it wouldn't see any sort of strangeness come out of any of these rivalries. I'm sure they'll be seen one day.
Okay.
The vestiges work in strange ways. She shows her arm as she usually does when she spouts that line, and she says, the things that they want from me and the things they want from Zoe are far different. And if they want something from you, it'll be very different as well.
There's something else I was going to say. Oh, that's what it was. So you've been traveling with Kenji for a decent bit, right?
Correct.
What is the furthest he ever got with his pass threads?
As far as I know, the furthest that he ever got was the Zine.
Okay. Good to know.
Traveling with him myself, I've only gotten as far as Opal S myself.
Opal S is nice. It's nice.
It was nice for what it was. I only have bad memories, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, because oof.
It was very poor. When you reach the Zarin and stare over the red waters, only terror lurks beneath.
I know living close to it, it's not fun all the time.
It takes and never gives.
I get a nice view of the blue ocean from my city, but the Blood Sea, if you're on the far west side of town, you can always kind of smell the faint iron in the air. Never too pleasant.
It is important to make sure that when we get to that stage, Zoe is very well protected.
And, like I said before, like, if things work out, we may be able to get some support from courts, in a sense.
I can certainly hope for this.
I hold a little bit of leeway, but not as much, clearly. If I don't show up with the prince, nobody's gonna be happy with me.
I trust our ability to find him. He can't be far.
Him.
She kind of like just like ruffles your hair, and she's like, "It will be fine in due time. Everything will have its time and its place. You are here because you are needed. We needed adventurers, and we were heading west. You are an adventurer, and perhaps you need to head west as well. Perhaps it is the journey, and rather than the objective, that is more important to you right now. You have taken interest in a particular god every single time that Zoe has done her rituals.
Yes, I'm trying to open my horizons.
Remain as they do. Let those horizons be open." She kind of like points out the window looking upon the like huge ocean. The horizon extends in all directions, but the further you travel toward it, the more it extends. There is no end to a horizon. Don't look too hard.
God, you're all so wise. That's so great. So great. I am an unlucky idiot. Thank you. I had a lovely talk. My eye hurts. I'm gonna go.
You do so. Does anyone else have anything to do in Almori?
I just took the tiefling book.
Yeah. I'll give more book titles later.
Okay.
When I can actually
Right.
think of them.
Stained glass, I'm gonna read it.
Didn't you say something, Zil? Or no, it's Jerry. What the
Zelf, get in here!
Listen, Zelf was just talking, chat knows.
I know.
You keep growling. What do you want?
Arrgh.
Oh, what's up, Brent?
It's like, I see your spaghetti. Give it to me or perish.
Sounds like Peanut.
You ever just forget that you're on push to talk for a hot. But
Yeah, no.
there's probably like a mirrored conversation happening at like the potion shop where Rin's just like picking out potions. He's like, "So, got anybody you like?"
Good question. What brought this up?
Just thinking. We've been traveling with some interesting people for a while, and it's making me think about some of my past.
I
He
admit,
just holds up like a small like notebook that has like pages ripped out of it.
all the girls in our party have their charm. Just thought it
Yeah.
was something. Rika, I know you got your eyes on her.
Around that time, as you happen to glance out the window, you do see Rika in the market.
Speaking of,
He just sort of like looks at her for like a quick moment and just smiles. Like, eyes on her is it's a phrase, I suppose.
She sees you.
He just like smiles and waves like hi. He's like,
She waves and she gives like a 1 second finger.
what?
She's like,
Oh.
hold on, I'm busy.
okay.
Ah, okay. It's like,
And-
Go on.
And Krista's certainly interesting.
I mean, she's been lavishing you with some gifts, hasn't she?
She has, and honestly, not used to that. If-
No, that's perfectly fair. It can be something to experience, and how do you feel about her?
See, that's where it gets weird. Like, she's certainly interesting. I think she.
Speak your mind, friend.
Break Chris' heart, I dare you.
It's hard to even so. I've never had like a girl find even some bit of interest in me. I'm
Wait, hold on. Is
Yeah.
this scroll or is this on?
Listen, we put a little bit of ourselves in our characters.
right now it's on, but that is also very true. It only
There you
I'm
go.
not gonna get into my personal life.
But the person in the potion shop, as like things are being traded, he actually speaks up and says, "You know, there are ways around that sort of thing."
Are you suggesting he buy? What are you suggesting, sir?
Simply, we have some for sale, and he pulls over a little like shelf that like comes off of the larger shelf and like plops it down. There are several pink potions, pink vials of potions in them.
Give Lance a filter of love, I fucking dare you.
Yeah, I've had an experience or two with these.
They are quite entrancing, but it's not to say that all of the feelings are illegitimate.
Give him a filter of love, I dare you.
It's
I
a good
dare you.
semblance of the emotion, but true love doesn't come from a bottle. That's gotta come from, you know, the usual shtick about, you know, true love is found in the heart and et cetera, you know, the...
Whereas I could think of some good ideas for those. I don't think that's necessary.
He
No,
kind of
however,
nods.
the usage of
Give
this
one to
between two
Lance.
consenting adults.
I can only recommend.
How much?
Are they uncommon or are they common? Or no, rather, are they uncommon or God damn it, are they common or
uncommon.
rare?
I'm
Jesus.
pretty sure.
They're
I can-
uncommon.
Uncommon?
Pretty sure.
And the upper end of that was what?
Yep, uncommon.
Maximum is like 100 for uncommon.
Yeah, probably, I'd say then 75.
How much after our discount?
Give me a
The fact that
persuasion
we're
check.
bringing up this conversation.
Give me a persuasion check.
Wanna hit me up with the old guidance champ?
Oh, absolutely.
He tries to haggle with you.
25.
Beat a 25.
For you all, I suppose I could part with them for 50.
Pog.
I look to and I say, split it. We pull a good trick using one of these.
Split, but I'm not using it on Kuros.
That I would never recommend using it on someone who is not completely willing. Consent is attractive, my friend.
The door opens and Rika walks in. Hi!
Hi!
She sees what you're buying. Oh.
Hide it behind your back.
Yeah, I just quickly, like,
Yoink.
I've dropped the gold on the counter and I just quickly, like, just throw it in the bag holding, hey, how's it going? What are you doing in the market?
I had these. And she has a variety of foodstuffs that she asks you to put in the bag of holding.
Oh, of course. Just quickly puts them in the bag of holding. It's like, we were just stocking up on potions for the journey.
The old man has sneakily put away the tray of potions.
And you give him a thumbs up behind my back.
He gives a thumbs up behind his back.
But you can't see behind his back.
No, he just like stretches his arm, you know?
Yeah.
He can carry it with one hand, it's fine.
Yeah.
He's used to it. He's worked the shelves.
And he just sort of, Rin just sort of says, well, just to continue on with the previous conversation, what about you, Rika? Anybody you fancy?
Like romantically?
Say it, Lance.
Yeah.
Say it, Lance. Say it.
I haven't really thought about it. I really liked my apprentice way back in the day, but I was only 12 years old then. I didn't know what love was. Ever since I got into the military, I didn't think about it too much. You meet a lot of people, and a lot of times those people don't tend to stay alive. You kind of have to be careful with your feelings. So I've been being careful.
I can understand that.
It's
Very
not.
careful, very, well, at least in my situation, guarded.
It's not that I'm against it. It's just the right person hasn't shown up.
You just let people sneak into that place in your heart.
I don't know about sneaking, but certainly if they walked in.
Listen, Ren chose his words very carefully.
It went over her head, but that's fine.
That's fine. It says, yeah, I had a girl back in the day, quite a lot, back when I was younger. It didn't work out due to my own mistakes.
To be fair, I hear that you've seen a lot of girls in your time.
And guys.
You're not that very fair, but they don't quite touch on this girl. How do I even describe her, really? She was stunning. She had a sense of humor. She was the only person I've known in my time, besides my brother, who could actually knock me down to earth. He was fantastic.
We have a potion for that as well.
What?
Rika waves him off.
Get out of
What
here.
does it even mean?
There's an app for that.
What is it? Wait, what?
There's an
There's a
app for that.
potion for that.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Okay, I see your memes.
So,
Rika just kind of like pats you on the shoulder, and she's like, hopefully she doesn't stick around too long. My apprentice did not either. Lingering feelings can be the death of all of us.
For the most part, she's gone, but I still have my own promises to her I need to keep.
As do I.
I need to do a thing. Hold on.
Wisdom save.
I would never.
You're hot, Rika. Wisdom save.
Yeah, just straight up, you're hot. It's like, perhaps we could talk about our summer experiences sometime. You know, maybe have a drink.
We have certain
Yes, you're
experience.
hot.
We have many
What?
experience, or we have many times on the road. I could certainly get us some wine if you'd like to.
Absolutely.
And then I got to go back to the market, and she just like waltzes backwards and then heads out the door.
Also, what was that summer? What was that shit?
Also, you're hot.
Listen, he might not have any like actual social tact, but like speaking to women, he's not completely awkward.
Odd just goes, you make it look so fucking easy.
I mean, I've had 8 years to practice art, friend.
Spaghetti for you. Go away.
No touching my spaghetti.
Fucking Lance just out the window, just batting away a dog. No spaghetti for
I have a spaghetti in a doggy bag. No, not for you.
This is
But,
me and Chi.
I've had a long time to perfect this art, friend. It's,
Yeah, if only
It's
I
just
wanted
like-
me.
it's not you. It's, just... You just need to be a little bit more upfront. Like, if you like someone, just go for it. Like, the worst that can happen is they say no. And possibly they slap you. But that's not even that big of a deal.
See, I'm not like you. I'm not a good talker.
See, you don't need to really be good at this. You just need to act like you're confident in yourself, and it usually works out.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm fucking lacking.
Listen. Just... Alright, so, say with like Chris, just... Act like you're confident, act like you know that everything you're saying is the right thing. And it'll work out.
The door opens and Zoe is there. Did you make Rika get wine?
I didn't make her do anything.
Are we with her?
She seems to have come on your own. Lance is busy fighting with the dog for spaghetti. But Zoe just like looks at you, Ren, looks back at the market to where Rika went, looks back at you, thumbs up, and then closes the door.
Okay, fair enough. And he just like looks towards on and just like, just go for it, champ.
Okay, get over here. You want spaghetti that bad? Come here. Come here, take some fucking spaghetti. Come here.
Don't tell me what to do.
Later.
Look, I
Later
put
on.
spaghetti right there. You can have some.
I believe in you,
Get 'em.
you got a long time to learn ahead of you. You're what, 24? I didn't really get into the knack of everything until I was, say, 27? 28?
You're probably banged much younger though.
Honestly, before then, one girl.
Really?
Yep.
That's a surprise.
Lovely little half-elf named Akiko. And I'm never going to get to see her again.
Just like awkwardly pats you on the shoulder. We should probably get going, friend.
There's one stop I do need to make before this, and this... Whoever decides to partake with me will have a interesting experience. And I need to look for
you
a
using that?
No, I need to look for a sleazy part of town where they would probably sell drugs. I'm looking particularly
you
for
telling-
sunflower.
Are you telling Odd you're getting drugs?
No.
Okay.
You walk outside the potion store, you see Lance fighting with a giant rat over a bag of spaghetti.
No, it's a dog.
Yeah,
Rika's
I
trying to
love
grab the
dogs.
dog along with the owner.
Okay, but can it be like one of those really short-haired chihuahuas that look like rats?
What the
Yes,
fuck?
fair.
Does it have a collar?
My sister's dog looks like a rat.
You leave him alone.
He's ugly.
He's trying.
He's not. No chihuahua's
have-
trying.
But does it have a collar, Chris?
He's so dumb.
It's doing its best. Whatever the
Wait.
dog is doing its best.
Free, I don't know if
But I want to know if it has a collar.
Yeah, sure, it has a collar.
Hold on, let me just put my emote of Tiny into Discord. There you go.
Like, Free,
You stray.
the last time that I was there, Free, he brought his little toy up to me, and so I was just like throwing it. And at one point, instead of just like bringing it back to me, he stood in the middle of your living room and like started shaking it and threw it up onto the TV stand by accident. And the disappointment in his face was just.
One of his toys got torn up, and there was only like the little like noise box left, and so we have it on the TV stand, and occasionally someone will press it and it'll start. It was a little Christmas tree, and it would sing Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree. And so when someone presses it and starts playing, he gets really excited and starts looking for the toy.
God damn it.
I feel like
Uh,
Chris
the
actually
little
planned
bit,
stuff for this session, and we've just been fucking off, and I love it.
True.
Yeah.
Um,
I also do need to say one quick thing to Free. At one point, I acted like I threw that dog's toy, and he kept running, and he just fucking slammed into the wall.
I love it. I hate that dog.
but yeah, who are you taking to go to the darker districts?
Is
Uh,
this
I-
our drug district music?
I would
This
say
is
to
the
Odd-
general shopping music. You
I
might
would
recognize this from the watch.
I do.
I would say to Odd, I'm gonna go and look for some more illicit substances. You're welcome to join, but you might find yourself feeling a little bit uncomfortable.
Under his breath, he goes, "You're getting drugs, aren't you?"
I don't have any more spaghetti.
All I had to
It's
do was say
Summer, hush.
illicit.
It's not exactly drugs, but yes, I'm getting bugs.
Just don't do them near me.
Only the most natural of drugs.
Whatever. He just walks away, waving his hand.
All right, I'm gonna go look for somebody who I can purchase Subtle Flower from.
Yeah. Are you taking anyone else with you?
No.
'Cause
I think the only other person available was like Rika, wasn't it?
I mean, Rika went back to the market to go buy some more stuff. As you walk out of the potion shop, though, you do see Zoe doing binocular hands, looking at various people in the market.
I'll just like look at her and say, "What are you doing, kid?"
I mean, have you seen that guy? She points.
Well, I've seen him now.
There's a guy over in the market. He has very tight pants. She just looks at you with the binocular eyes.
You like the people watch, don't you?
A little.
All right.
What are you
He
doing?
just sort of like looks around. He's like, "You want to see the type of people that Chisato and Kenji would probably never let you see?"
She immediately walks up to your side and she doesn't say another word.
All right. Yeah, I take her with me.
You're gonna get this girl killed.
I'm gonna go purchase drugs with this small child.
You're gonna make this girl. You're gonna be the worst influence on this girl. She's gonna do stupid stuff, and she's gonna get herself killed.
She's doing this to herself, let's be honest.
Like Rin wasn't gonna make her do anything. This is wholly a choice.
You guys head to the elevator again, head down to the lower levels into one of the sections of caves, and sprawl yourselves out, wandering through these winding tunnels that seem to go around in circles, until you, by a lure of the thieves' cant that you see every once in a while that's like, drugs this way, find your way into definitely a seedy part of the caves. You smell lots of incense in this area. It's very musky. And the people here are offering various services that you know what they are, but Zoe's wide-eyed and just like, holy shit, look at all of this.
I just say, keep close to my side. Don't talk to anyone.
I mean,
Don't say yes to anything.
I'm not stupid, but holy shit.
You're not stupid, but these people are at times. Trust me, I was one of them.
You wander your way and eventually find someone to sell you the naughty.
Yeah. So how much for Subtle Flower?
How much do you
Buying
want?
heroin.
Enough
quite.
for. Not quite. Enough for like 2 uses between like. You can't do more than 2 people, can you?
You can do infinite people as long as they're in the same room and sniffing.
I'd say like enough for like a total of like 6 people.
Yeah. So like generally it takes like they serve it in either like bowls or incense sticks, and the incense sticks are how to say it? They last less time, but they're potent, whereas the bowls last longer with the same potency.
How much for a bowl?
The bowl itself, and this is like like a bowl of cereal. Kind of looks like potpourri when it's all put together. That one would cost about 780 gold.
How much for an incense stick?
The sticks themselves, each one would cost about 150.
Oh boy. I'll purchase a stick.
That is a thing you can do.
And I have very little gold. I have a lot less gold than any rogue should like to have. Yeah, and after that, I'm just gonna sort of just chuck it into the back of holding and say, I'm not, like, as we're leaving with, like, as Zoe and I are leaving, I'm just saying, I'm not sure exactly if you're gonna want to be a part of this when I use it, but you're welcome to try it, most certainly.
I mean, it's pretty weird when I've tried it before.
Oh. Okay, you're a lot less innocent than I thought you were.
You thought I was innocent? She just starts laughing.
Well, I saw the shame that you and Aki had on your face, so I knew
Hey!
that wasn't
Hey!
innocent.
Hey. Was it
Yeah?
you? She points a finger in your face.
Wait, was what me?
Someone made a voice that sounded just like Lance.
Have you thought about the fact that maybe it was Lance?
It sounded magical.
Well, then, was it was it about my height?
I don't know. Aki said he saw someone. It scared the fuck out of me, and he shot something at them, but they ran away.
Do I have any memory of
But
like?
did you finish?
Do I have any memory of like people, like the people that could have from our group that could have came and went from the shrine?
I'd say, like, it would be a mystery to you. Her explanation is not very good. She didn't
Okay,
see
yeah,
a whole
well,
lot.
Magical, well, that could be either Lance, or it could be Odd, or it could be Christ.
Yeah, but you
But-
know stuff. Why do you know stuff? That's weird.
What? Oh, wait, how do I know that happened?
She's just, like, making a pouty face at you.
Because I've had that same look of shame before, kid.
It's not shameful.
I know it's not, but that's what everyone seems to call it. You're tired, you don't exactly have the best, you got bedhead, it's not a good look, trust me. If you're experienced, you can recognize it a mile away.
Whatever.
I don't... Hey, he just, like, puts his hand on his shoulder. You're not gonna find any qualms from me. Everyone is free to live their own life with no judgments from me, because I've done much worse things.
She points to one of the random sellers that you guys are walking past.
What?
You can only assume they're selling something illegal.
Done worse than that. I was addicted to, and he just, like, points out, I assume someone here is selling Skip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just sort of, like, points out Skip, and he says, I was addicted to that for a few years.
Years?
Years. It felt like a couple weeks.
I did it once and it felt like a couple weeks.
Yeah. I have no memory of age 24 to 27.
She kind of like pats you on the shoulder and she says, but it's over now.
Absolutely. Looking for a better way to help people, I guess is the politest way to put it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Do you have any other business? Or were you going to say something?
Nope, he just leads her from there, hiding the subtle flower in the bag of holding.
Yep. The group returns to itself. What are y'all going to do?
We're gonna head from, wait, weren't we supposed to catch, like, a ship here?
No, that is for when you leave Ezo.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're supposed to be
okay.
going
We
next
still have to go
to
to like the
next.
center of Ezo.
That's
You've
fine.
activated 2 out of 3 anchors.
Yeah, we gotta go to the next.
Next anchor!
Well, I read the book while they're shopping. How much do I read? What do I read?
I'd say you got through the beginning of the book. It is quite that is too much. Stop. Where's a good song? Oh, that's too much. Stop. What is this one? Sure, that'll do. But yeah, it is a blush-inducing to say the least. You get through the first big scene of the book.
How lewd is it?
It goes into great detail about horn mating rituals of the tieflings. As the main character of the book is having relations with her ex who cheated on her.
What the fuck?
Ah, wait.
What?
A girl got cheated on, went back to her ex. She was not happy about it, but she had a great time.
That's unhealthy.
I
That
would
is
also be
unhelpful.
doing this with stained glass.
The stained glass goes into detail about 2 star-crossed lovers who are from different noble merchant families in the city, and they're trying to figure out a way to unite each other without upsetting their families.
So it's Romeo and Juliet, but in quartz.
Essentially.
Okay.
Did they
Who
die
died?
at the end?
Yeah, they both died.
She hasn't read that far.
Oh shit. Read the last page.
I'd also like to listen to rumors about quartz and possibly the prince in the city if I can.
Give me
we
an
leave.
investigation check. It has to be high.
Can I guidance him? Never mind.
Nope.
So we out
Wait.
shopping? Oh wait, no. This was while Zoe and I were out.
Yeah, like at any time, it's fine. Otherwise, if we done, then, oh my god.
Yeah.
Christ.
That was dishes clattering in the background. And could ignore that.
That being said, if you are done in Aomori, you can move on.
Move on.
Onward.
You guys, slowly begin to make your way down the western coast of Ezo this time. Heading away from the Strait of the Divide. As you move inland, the terrain becomes more rocky as it goes. And as it does so, you wind yourselves through various mountain communities. It's the same sort of song and dance, where whenever you enter a village, it causes a big stir. Everyone wants to get their help from Zoe and talk to the various adventurers. Whenever you guys are approached as, like, basically small celebrities, how do you guys respond to all of that?
Whenever we go into a new
hi,
town.
it's nice to meet you.
I try to be a bodyguard for Zoe because that's what I'm used to.
Yeah, and she sometimes actually has to push you away to make sure that she's helping
Well, yeah,
the variety
I know
of
the
peoples.
difference between, like, people hounding her
Mhm.
and people, like, being nice about it. Like, I'd step in if she, like, looked uncomfortable.
Yeah, like, sometimes she seems uncomfortable, but, like, she seems to go through with it despite the discomfort that she feels. Like, even when you try to, like, pull her away, and it's like, hey, do you just need a minute? She's like, because she really wants to, like, make sure these people are feeling good.
I just tell her, like, not to push herself, then.
Mhm.
Like, I'm sure I've seen the prince push himself in situations like this where he had to do a lot of meetings and shit in a day. It's like,
Probably for the
tire
prince.
yourself.
For the prince, nothing like this.
Oh.
Like, she's
I'm
working
getting
way
counted.
harder than the prince ever has in his life.
Also, pardon me, I'm getting a phone call.
Goodbye.
Odd would have been avoiding as much talking as possible, but if somebody needed some form of healing, he would do his best.
Yeah, they tend to
Fantastic.
ask Zoe for healing. Most of the times, whenever they ask Zoe for healing, they're asking like, "Oh, my son has this lung disease. I don't know. We gotta help him." She doesn't really like. She can't do a whole lot. She's like, I can bless them. I can do this or that for them. A lot of people seem to ask for like, particularly, marriage officiating. As well as coming of age ceremonies. And Zoe's very glad to do those whenever she has the opportunity.
I know this
do that
doesn't mean
too.
shit to you, Chris, but this is basically the role a fucking Dragon Rider takes whenever they walk into a town from fucking the inheritance cycle. Like, oh yeah, bless my child, heal my sick, officiate my marriage.
Also, same as the magical people from Final Fantasy 15. Also the same as Avatar, which is one of the sources for this entire campaign.
Wait, Aang had to officiate weddings? Is that
No,
what
but
it was?
but Aang had to do all the shit every time he showed up in a new town. It's
Man,
true.
I don't remember much from Avatar.
Man, watch Avatar, it's great.
No, I've watched all of Avatar.
Watch it again.
Dude, not again.
Also,
four
Final Fantasy
seasons.
10, where Yuna has to do that.
Oh yeah, basically.
Yeah,
There's 4 seasons of Avatar, Chris. I cannot watch them all again.
yes you can. Everyone
I
can
still-
watch Avatar again.
Easy.
Yeah, but see, the issue with watching them all again is I'd have to watch them again with free.
Heh.
You don't have to watch them with me.
I've not even finished Avatar.
What
Oh,
the
dude,
fuck,
finish it, it's great.
Trollmon?
That being said, you guys wander through. Oh, hold up, just a second. Okay. Oh, that was beautiful.
Wait.
Yeah, you guys wander along, heading towards your next destination.
I just wanted to add a thing, for the while we're journeying. Chris talks to Zoe, about the book,
Mm-hmm.
which I assume she finishes.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I'm still very confused.
Which part confuses you?
But so like, the book starts and this girl already liked the guy and then didn't, but also did. I don't understand.
He was mean to her. She went against her. She and him liked each other, but then he wanted to, do those things to someone else.
Yeah, those things. I don't understand that part.
Yeah, she kind of like blushes a little bit, and she kind of nods, and she's like, "Well, you know
Please
how
have Zoe explain sex to Chris, who's like twice her age.
you know how it works."
She's not just pointing her towards Ren. Really glad.
You know how it works.
I'm also listening intently. Like, yes, go on.
What? It sounds like, in textbooks when they explain biology.
Mm-hmm.
But there was extra stuff in there that didn't make sense.
Yeah, it feels really good. It's kind of hard to explain.
That's what I don't get. It can't feel that good. Like, I get, like, the whole thing, but it can't be that good.
Zoe kind of like she's super. Oh, wait, what are you perceiving?
I want to hear this.
This conversation?
No, you can hear. It's just like a conversation that you guys are having on the road. But Zoe like blushes super heavily, and she's like, it kind of feels that good.
It really does.
Don't you lie to me.
Rika also pops in. It really does. Chisato says, it really does.
Have I been missing out on this my whole life?
Yes,
Kenji grabs his temple.
Yes, you have.
I feel like Kenji.
But like,
He pats you on the shoulder. Odd. It feels pretty good.
is it?
Man, I wouldn't know.
Why is this so horny?
He keeps patting you. He's like,
only one of us is a tiefling.
he pats you. He keeps patting you, and he says, "It feels pretty good, but it's been some time."
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Maybe when
So I
all
need
this
to
is
get
over, you
a
can find it.
refresher course.
Listen, I guess it's all about finding the right person then. For me, I guess I cry.
If you know the right person, then it makes a lot of sense. If you don't know the right person, it makes no sense.
Or,
The only type of
It
doesn't always
doesn't
have
make
to be
any
a-
sense to me.
Then you don't
At
know the right
all.
person.
it doesn't have to be like a love thing always, It can just be a thing between two consenting adults.
Or 3 or 4.
Wait, why would you need that many?
Well,
The more the merrier.
exactly. Who's saying this?
Zoe.
like.
Why is Zoe literally me?
I just.
Oh,
I
with
just say to-
less drug use.
I just say to Zoe, have I ever told you how much I appreciate you, kid?
Thumbs up.
There it is.
But is okay. Say I have the feeling. One sec, I'm getting fucking texted. And I'm like, no, wait, sorry, Summer. You need to interrupt everything you're doing right now, or else we're not paying for your class. Pardon me. Keep stall. I'll be back. I have a thing for this convo.
No. But like,
But like,
it's just something you do to make to reproduce.
or it does feel pretty good. So multiple consenting adults could just do it because it feels good.
Have you ever had like a really good dessert or like really good food?
Yeah.
It's like that, but with your whole body.
Oh.
I just sort of look. I feel like now's a bad time to do subtle flower.
Oh no. I
Very
don't even
much.
know what it does, but I'm concerned.
I have the ability to end this. Should I just
Keep
sort
in
of,
mind your
like-
companions as well.
yeah, I just sort of say, one day, without you actually experience, or without like having to find someone to show you. I can sort of show you what we need. I've recently come into a tool to allow me to do this, at least.
You see Zoe doing the no symbol.
It'll be fine. It's fine. I've done this hundreds of times.
Oh, no.
I rescind that.
I don't know. Is it a good idea?
It's educational.
I mean, I'm sure you can learn something. She then continues to do the no symbol. She stops anytime that Chisato looks back.
Now is most assuredly not the time to do it, though. We have multiple people, and I don't know their stance on
Stance on what?
You know.
You know? Says Rika.
Education.
Yeah, education. What's your stance on education, Chisato?
I can support it.
I like to learn.
Well, Chris. I come from a different school than you. One where we had to learn everything firsthand. We didn't have the... Don't take this the wrong way, but the privilege of looking through books or teachers. We had to really get in there.
Oh.
Can it does it have to be just between men and women?
Nope.
No.
Oh!
Did
I think I'm gay.
Oh.
Would you even know what that word is? If you
Probably, but he's like in that point where he's realizing, oh, I've only had those feelings for men.
I mean,
Oh.
yeah, that's perfectly fine. Yes.
I mean, I like girls too.
I mean, who doesn't?
Rika raises her hand.
That's fair.
Oh, yeah. Ow. That. Are you done with your hissy fit? Okay, thanks.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
See?
Wow.
See, you learn something new about yourself every day.
I'm glad you're learning something, Lance.
I don't know how gay sex works, though.
Well,
I don't know either.
Well, I think
actually,
Lance
hold
will
on.
be experiencing this trip with me, with me and you,
Wait,
Chris.
is a stained glass about two men?
No.
Oh shit.
Lance, what's your opinion on incense?
What?
Incense.
They're okay.
Okay.
Zoe
I know
makes
symbol.
Zoe starts making the no sign to Lance.
What?
She was doing that. She's doing that to me too. I don't. What?
What are you all talking about there? Nothing. It's just Lance is gay.
Education, incense, and sexuality.
I'm not talking about anything, Mom. Lance is gay.
Wow,
Trust Chisato that we are only speaking about the most mature of topics.
If I like men too, does that mean I'm gay?
No, that means you're straight. If you like both, you're bi.
I don't know about that.
I've learned so
Like,
much today.
You're really nice, Zoe. But I don't think I would. I don't know what to call it.
That's okay.
Okay. On the head.
Zoe.
Dick go.
What?
Zoe looks to you, Lance, and says, how offended would you be if I did a thing?
I mean, it depends on the thing.
She spanks you.
Oh!
Yeah.
I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a kink.
So that's gonna be like 3 people for this sort of tutoring session, I guess I'll call it.
She begins to make the no sign at you again.
What?
Really, what is your problems with this?
Are you gonna be our tutor?
In a way, I'm gonna like show you a couple of images. They're gonna well, I guess memories is gonna be the best way to put it.
You scare
but-
me now.
Are
no,
you?
It's gonna be perfectly fine.
No.
Are
But
you
I
gonna
can
use
talk to you about-
magic?
It's kind of like magic.
Yeah, it's kind of like magic.
Odd, Ren's gonna do magic.
Funny for a road to do magic when he doesn't know any.
You don't know
But he
shit
just
about my
said-
life.
He just said.
I'll just
Wait, are
peeks
we
around the
doing
corner.
magic? I chuck my lance.
He probably sees.
Ugh.
If you have the incense stick out,
I
Jerry.
do not have the incense stick out, and you don't know what that is because you didn't come with us.
I know it's true, but I'm like, what are you guys on about?
I'm gonna teach some people
What?
some things. I don't know when, but
What are you
sometime.
gonna teach us with? What?
I have a couple of teaching aids that I purchased in Amore.
Like what?
Well,
I know what he's got, and I just peek my head, and I just like, slink.
Do you understand? She whispers this. Do you understand what they're talking about?
Oh, I know exactly what Ren's talking. No, I don't want no part of it.
What is it?
Wait, why is it bad?
I'll let you find out.
Oh, I kind of
Can
want to know
I
if it's
do
bad.
Can I do an insight on Ren, because I am a guard, so I'm aware of drugs, and I would know that certain
You can
like
try.
types of drugs, because I'm like I
He's being
As a
very vague,
knight.
so you have to roll high. Yeah, you're not quite sure. He must have some sort of like spell scroll. You don't know.
like some sort of spell scroll.
Actually, you probably the closest thing that you think is like a love potion.
I'm down with your love potion.
no,
Crap.
whoa.
Actually, I would be willing to take a
Yeah.
love potion to see how it would react. I don't want to do anything else though, because love
I,
potions
uh,
aren't illegal.
Potion
I-
number 9.
I don't personally support the use of love potions outside of a bedroom, but that's just. And while I might have one in my possession, it's not going to be used on any of you.
Why would you need it?
I'm saying this specifically to Zoe, Lance, Odd, and Karist.
Zoe speaks up to Chris and says, "Well, you know those feelings that you get, like they talked about in the book?
I guess.
The love potions make you feel that, whether you want to or not.
That doesn't seem very nice.
It
No,
can be
and-
nice.
And that's why we don't use it unless the other person is consenting. Because consent, in case you didn't know, is attractive.
Hot, like the kids would say.
Okay, well,
Oh.
I don't know if she knows, but she's kind of like the bookish type. I didn't know she knew like those terms or like.
I've heard them at the school by the freshmen.
The freshman.
Freshmen. Freshmen.
But
Oh.
maybe sometime when and he just says this quietly out of like to where she can't hear. Maybe when Shasato isn't around, I can teach you guys.
Why can't Jasato be around?
Around that time, Kenji speaks up from the front of the group and says, "Who's tired of walking?
Oh, I could sit down.
We're almost
Oh,
to our
wait,
destination for the night." He kind of like points beyond the tree line. You see the hill going further down, and you see that there's a small town located right on the beach side of the west end of Ezo.
Okay. So, when we settle down into an inn for the night, I can show you all what I mean.
Okay.
We're gonna be settling down into Sendai. It should be a nice place. Wait, Sendai? That's the name. They have the best onsen there in the entire country.
I haven't
Let's go.
supported this.
Let's go.
Wait, isn't onsen though?
Let's go.
Wait, will they have the best what?
It's a
Oh,
public
interesting.
bathhouse. You
Oh,
kind of
no.
go there and just relax.
I want
How-
to bathe.
How public is public?
I mean,
Could we get like a private public part, like where it's just like the groups?
if we
Because
paid
I
enough
haven't-
money, yeah, but we're going, right, Kenji? Gee, I mean, she wants to go.
Pretty please,
I'd also like to go.
How expensive?
Oh.
I haven't been to an onsen since Ezo. I
I've
need
always
this.
heard about them. I've always wanted to go to one.
We haven't gone for months now. I smell horrible. It sucks. All right. We can go there. We can try to find an onsen that works for us.
Yay, 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 yay.
Otherwise, you guys, unless you have anything else to say, which I imagine you don't,
Nope.
you guys begin. Let's see. Hold up. Wait for it.
Ren's
No,
practically
too much.
sprinting ahead of the
Stop.
group.
Oh, music.
Too much. What was Ren doing?
He's fucking sprinting ahead of the group.
Oh
using
no.
using like the cunning action dash, the regular dash. He's like, fuck. Bathhouse, bathhouse,
I
bathhouse,
sure
bathhouse,
Oh,
bathhouse.
do we still have the cart from that, that
No.
mare?
Y'all left that back in the town.
Behind because don't have a horse.
Also, to be fair, that was their
I mean,
that was their
We
car.
technically do, but it's on Chris.
Oh, yeah. You have your robe.
You
forget.
guys don't know what's on my robe?
We don't.
I forgot what's on my robe.
You guys head into the small town of Sendai, and it is bustling for what it is. People are starting to settle in for the night, and there seem to be 2 inns along this coastside village. You guys go into the first one to see if there are any rooms, and they immediately deny you. There's a small halfling lady who is tending the place, and she says, "Sorry, we're all full up. There's nothing we can do here."
Does it look like they're full?
There are quite a number of people. A whole variety of different races and genders seem to be milling about the place.
Is it a lady?
The halfling lady at the desk is yes.
Can I go up and just be like, "Are you sure you don't have just enough room for us, pretty please?"
No room here. There's only one other place here, and I can't offer nothing. Don't go over there, though.
I mean, you're not.
Alright, well,
You're not helping us any. Why wouldn't we go there?
Because my sister is a rat and a scoundrel, and you will not support her.
well,
Oh, one of these
I'm not
things.
sure. Yeah, well, sibling rivalries, you know. Alright, let's go over there.
Oh, don't leave! And you guys head over there. Heading over to the very large structure that is like set a little bit away from the beach, surrounded by some trees. It's a very nice inn that you guys enter into. You do see that there's a rowdy bunch of tieflings all set about the various chairs and the living space that they have, drinking a whole variety of beers and alcohol. When a young halfling woman like kind of steps up on her stepping stool to get up to the right height for the desk. "Oh, how can I do for you?"
Hi, your sister denied us. We want to spend money on you instead.
It sounds like her. What do you need?
We want
Rooms for the lot of us, please.
Just
What is that
rooms that
accent?
can be do. No, the bath.
The
The bath.
bathhouse. Yeah,
pass,
the bath.
pass. Yeah, pass.
Oh, very well. What kind of setting do you want for the bath?
You can pick a setting.
Sorry, what?
You can certainly take a simple night in the bath. You could also have the special. I will have you know someone else has requested the special, so if you get in there soon, you might be able to take advantage of that.
What is the special?
You make sure that everyone is well taken care of.
That sounds like a great time. I'll take the special.
How much is?
Lance.
What?
I don't know
Yeah.
if this is the type of special that you yourself would like.
Oh,
I mean, we don't do anything obscene here, sir. Unless you wanted that, of course, but it would be, you know.
Can I insight check?
Yeah.
Guidance.
I don't believe this one for a moment. Buh. That's
Yeah. It seems to be telling the truth.
13.
That is a what?
she'll entail
13.
then.
13, yeah. It seems to be telling the truth. You think it's not talking about sex.
Okay, never mind then.
How much is the special?
Hey, the special will run you a little bit more. It is going to be, for the whole lot of you, if you're only to take into account, about 50 gold.
Specials for everyone!
I can pay for.
I can pay for myself as well.
It's 50 for everyone?
Total?
Yep,
Or
total.
As in, like, are we also paying for...
You're paying for the rooms, your board, your food, everything.
But like for
or
the
like Kenji
for
and
Rika,
them.
Chisato, and all.
Yeah, Kenji and Chisato, they kind of like look back and they say, I think we'll do with just the room, but it's all paying for all of us, so we can take advantage when we need to.
Yeah, you see. No, I hope you'll care to join us, Rika, right?
I can.
Gee.
I might take a little bit to study. I believe there are a few contacts that we need to meet in this city, correct, Kenji? We can do that tonight, as long as they're not asleep.
Gee, please.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad.
If you wake up early enough in the morning, Lance, and you don't forgo yourself this evening, I can certainly join you then.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, there's a horn outside.
Oh,
There it went.
there it
There it
goes.
went.
There he goes.
But you all pay for your stuff. You are shown to your rooms. You have a variety of quite large rooms. You are served delicious food, and you can go to the bathhouse whenever you want to, essentially.
So
Is
is
there-
it a mixed bathhouse or are they separate rooms? Like
You didn't
separate
ask.
areas?
Oh, I guess we're gonna find out.
I also do need to ask, will we be, like, once we get down there, like, Ren of course, like, just, like, snags his bag of holding, and just, like, takes it to, just in case, and checks to see how many people are in there. Like, if there's, like, more than us in here, I'm not gonna do this, but, like, if it's just us, then this is the perfect time.
Probably not the best time.
What's the worst that could happen?
Getting arrested?
He just gives her that, like, he sort of, like, tilts his head to this, like, the really look. He's like, really? Kids.
She grabs you by both arms. I haven't had a bath in 2 weeks. I need this.
I
Agreed.
feel that, kid. I feel that.
Agreed that I need this, not that you
Don't
need
ruin
this.
her bath night.
So the question is,
Bath,
who is heading to the bath?
I go bath.
Like, yeah,
Sure.
I also go to the bathhouse. Well, what? Yeah.
As you
said that 'cause you
say.
need it.
Zzz.
Oh, I actually have a map.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh my god, yes.
All right, everyone, roll initiative.
Roll initiative for bathing.
All right, hold
All
on.
right, hold on.
What's
Don't.
my
Fucking
bathing
go.
initiative?
Wait, I know this
Fuck you
map,
guys.
I think.
Ah!
You don't because
Hey,
I
what's
made
up?
it.
Oh, but I thought this was a
Wait,
map
why
used for Emery.
Oh, free force the turnover of, I think.
Oh, free,
Oh
what
god.
the fuck?
What have you
You
done?
actually click the token.
What?
Oh, I
You're rolling
can't
initiative.
see.
You can't see.
Chris,
What the fuck?
give me 30 feet.
No, you got your vision.
I'll use my fucking gem of brightness in the bath.
Oh, now it loaded.
18.
Don't make me use my
Here,
gem of
here.
brightness.
I know a
in
way
the
to
bath.
fix this. Hold your butt.
Oh, so they're not lighting? Do they not
There
have
is
candles?
lighting.
There's just walls here. Oh god!
6.
What is that?
Why are y'all rolling initiative?
We're rolling initiative for bath.
I was usually memeing.
Oh wait, like left click
That
and
light
hold
doesn't
on a.
give off any light.
Hey, left click and hold on an icon, Trollo. See if this happens to you. Like, left click and hold on like Chisato's. Chisato isn't here. Fuck.
What? Why can I see multi-attack, short sword, longbow?
Yeah,
What?
I can see that too.
Yeah,
What
that
are we
pops up
talking
for you too.
I think it's for NPC.
Yeah, that's for
weird.
that's
What's
for Rika.
happening?
Hold on, I'll
We
screenshot
can-
it for you.
Oh, like hold left click.
Oh, I
on
can.
a
It whispers to
character?
GM.
Oh wait, there's whispers at you. Oh, that's cool.
What is
Like,
even happening right now?
If we
Oh,
hold
dude,
left
I
click
can see your
on
stats.
Rika,
Oh yeah.
Oh no, it's
No,
if
you
you
should be able to see your stats. That's fine.
if you hold left click on Rika, that pops up.
it's just if I click
That's
on
It's
her.
not.
and
Yeah,
see
it's just if
that-
I click.
This is cool.
Stop rolling
no,
your
I-
initiative.
Who rolled your fucking initiative?
It wasn't me, I
It's
promise.
always
was not.
free. Free,
I just
stop
wanna
trying
fight
to
I'm
roll
going for fucking
initiative,
bad. Fuck you
God.
guys.
I get you want to get.
Fight something.
Hello.
I get you want to level up free, but jeez.
I can help you along. We see, and she kind of counts out everyone. It's like, okay. And she's gonna point. Excuse me. Men this way. Women this way.
Okay.
Okay.
Boop.
Oh,
Wait, women this way?
yes. And I will open the doors. Boop, boop, boop.
Oh, I see the tiefling lady. How you doing, B?
Hey, don't look.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Don't look, it's the girls' room.
But yeah. You as you guys enter the men's room to the north, you do find that there are several lockers here. Some of them seem to be occupied. You were given keys for whichever one that allots to your own. You can place basically all your supplies in there because you're expected to go in nude.
Not
I
mine.
probably left some of my stuff in my
Not
room,
mine.
but I leave
Mine.
the rest of my stuff in here.
For on the ladies' side, if Chris is confused on what to do, Zoe shows her as she begins to undress and put everything in a locker.
Show the
Oh.
ladies' room on the stream.
Oh no! Don't look at the ladies on stream.
Oh, look at the ladies.
You do see that there are a couple people already on this side. They're just like chit-chatting. They kind of like look at you guys as you enter the room, but then they go back to their conversation.
So we're just supposed. Oh, okay.
I
Uh,
would also, I want to mention, Chris, Rin's not putting his stuff in his locker, he's putting it in like the bag of holding.
Mhm.
And
What?
then he's like throwing
What's
it
up,
like right here.
Augustine?
Friends.
Zoe hands you two towels. One is very small, one is very large, and she says, "You can take either one you want. Most people take this one," and she waves this small one.
That's a lot of tieflings.
Oh,
It's a lot of tieflings.
can I have the big one to cover up?
It is all yours.
Okay.
Rika and Zoe
Oh.
take the small one, and then they head out very quickly to the bath.
Huh.
Chris is like very nervous, like a good little Christian girl in a swimsuit. Just like I don't feel comfortable.
Excuse me, I'd like to go right here, and I'd like to cannonball.
You can certainly do that if you want. Give me an acrobatics check.
Chris, you hurt me so much.
I don't even know
Can
who
I-
that is.
Can I do a follow-up follow-up cannonball?
That's
my-
Nyella.
That's my best friend in class.
Yeah,
It hurts.
didn't know that. Yeah.
I flashed my wingding as I cannonball.
Well,
Chris is just like not looking at anyone, cause like head down, just like oh no.
Ren, you're saying you're also cannonballing?
Yeah, I would also
Acrobatics.
like to.
Oh, Ren looked very fancy as he did it. He
I
made no
didn't care,
splash.
I just wanted to do it.
You hear Zoe like chastising you across from the way. What are you doing?
Who?
Both of you.
Foreign! He has no
Relaxing.
excuse.
What are you
I'm
doing?
Foreign.
And what's Miss Modest over there doing?
What?
Lance like
she's-
swims up to the edge. Get in!
Oh no, I'm okay. She just like has her feet, and I'm okay.
You do see that the water is very hot, almost to boiling. It seems that this is fed by a hot spring of some sort.
Hey, Chris, like you look like you have a scratch on your hand. Let me see your hand.
Oh okay.
I pull you
Pulls
in.
her in.
Oh no. Does the towel
Athletics.
stay on?
Oh God! Why'd I just get moved?
I
What
feel like
the-
that's a deck save to keep the towel on or something.
Yeah. Can I dex save to keep the towel off?
You may do so.
Okay. I'm not very good at these.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oof.
Eee.
That wasn't very nice.
Enjoy yourself.
She like grabs the towel. She gets back up on the ledge.
Did you never go to the bathhouses back home?
We had private baths.
Also, I have a gif of Lance right now. I'm gonna put it in D&D chat.
Honestly, just sitting shoulders in. Just. He's just sitting there.
He's just having a great time.
I think that's him in the GIF.
It's true.
Osmore so just like sitting on the edge, shoulders deep, looking there.
Yeah, Ren just sort of sinks into the water and it's just like moving idly. He's like, this is the fucking dream. I miss this so much.
Chris is wrapped with soaking towel around her.
I picture Chris
what
as
makes
the
this
person
the
to.
special bath?
What?
I feel like Chris is the person to just have this towel on while they're in the water.
I mean, that is the way you can do it if you're feeling especially modest.
Chris is
Pretty much
extremely
everyone
modest.
else in the bath right now is completely naked. They put the extra towel that they were given like on their forehead.
Chris isn't looking at anyone who's nude.
Which is everyone.
So
Except
she's like looking straight up in the sky.
She's like, no, she's probably just looking at her feet.
Chris,
No, don't come near me.
I'm not gonna grab you again, but I know Odd's naked over there too. You
Just
should go talk to Odd.
Why would I talk to him while he's naked?
Because he's all alone over there. You should go socialize with him.
I don't really want to be social right now.
Pussy.
Do you feel comfortable being here? Like, is like, would you rather leave?
It's fine.
It's perfectly fine if you'd rather leave. Nobody's going to judge you.
Lance, give a history or perception check, your choice.
I'm better perception.
Why are there so many tieflings in
15.
that house? Is my question.
Yeah, that's a.
There's a high concentration of tieflings.
You kind of glance around the people of who are also in the bathhouse as you just kind of move around for a nice spot to relax. You do note that there are indeed a lot of tieflings, a lot of very mixed races here. But you also notice the tieflings have a variety of shades to their skin. Most of the tieflings that you're used to either have gray skin or like normal human skin. Many of these have different skin colors that you're not used to.
Oh.
Remember when Chris's tieflings were just people with goat legs and horns?
I remember
Man,
that. They
goat
don't
legs.
have goat legs.
Wanted
They
to
said
approach
horns.
these ladies.
Repeat.
Okay, can I approach these ladies?
You can. They don't seem to take any offense to you.
Excuse me, ladies. Do you know why this bath is the special bath? They didn't really tell us.
Oh, well, they'll be introducing that in a little while. This one says.
Okay, thank you a lot. I appreciate it.
Oh, I'm sure you'd have a good time, love. What are you doing here?
Just on break from traveling, trying to relax.
As are we. Doing our best to relax.
Yes. Enjoy your time. Finger gun snap.
You do so.
I like it. Walk away backwards while doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I have fun. I'm relaxing.
You do so. You do see that one of the ladies slowly makes her way out.
I want to go hang out with Zoe. Hello.
Oh god,
Yeah.
why is his voice like that?
I want to go
Yeah,
hang with
Ren just like
Zoe.
gradually drifted over this way.
He's having a great time.
Zoe is very zoned out. But what do you say to her?
I splash.
What's with that? Gotta be
Listen.
respectful.
Oh, I'm
It's
sorry,
more
I've
about
never been
just,
to
you
one of
know,
these.
Chilling out, de-stressing.
I haven't had fun in forever.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't had fun in forever.
Alright.
This lady swims a little bit closer and says, you should always try to have as best fun as you can. What brings you here, foreigner?
Oh, I'm traveling with these lovely people, and he points at them.
And who are they?
Just
we're just adventuring around.
I do a bit of that myself. Try to take on the high seas as best as I can.
You're a sailor?
To an extent.
I've always wanted to sail. How is it? I never got the chance to.
What did she say?
I imagine it's like a lot like airships, but in the water.
Wee ways for a wee folk on the blue waters. Ren, that was Thieves' Cant.
What? He just sort of like perks his head up. What does that mean?
It essentially translates to, I pirate around.
He just gives like a knowing smile and just chimes in. A respectable business.
A profitable business.
So what seas do you sail mostly?
Anyone that can put my ship on.
That sounds amazing. Wow.
And what business are you in? All of you.
A similar line of work to yourself.
Well.
What are you trying to perceive?
What?
Did you just roll it? I thought you did.
No, that was from
My
a
bad.
while ago when you told me to roll
Never mind.
it for the tieflings.
Roll to cry you may.
Okay, excellent.
Wisdom
Oh.
save.
Wisdom.
I
Save or check?
was a knight and now I'm bodyguarding.
Night for what?
Quartz.
Ah, quartz. I have many memories from there in my due time. Caused a lot of trouble when I came by.
Oh, I know. Why did you cause trouble? You seem so nice.
I cause trouble wherever I go, my lad.
Oh, hopefully not too much.
No, hopefully not too much.
Bleh. He makes that sound. That's the fuzzy sound.
I just sort of say, sorry, we didn't catch your name. What is that accent I'm adopting?
That I
Didn't
cannot.
get
Name. You're adopting her accent.
You're catching the Irish.
Get you the Irish.
It's an Irish.
Not the Irish.
Open the more.
It's good to meet you, though. Name's Marizin Paseo.
Can I do a history check on that?
Paseo.
You may do a history check if you choose. Anyone
I
can.
mean, just to see if I remember it from my city, because she said she caused trouble there. Oh, never mind. Haha.
I feel like the name Paseo rings a bell both to me
I-
and to Ren.
I
Oh.
know Paseo.
Ah,
I remember him.
Captain Paseo. I remember this young lad from an early mission in the Watch.
I remember a particular blunderbust.
You can make a history check if you choose.
Freedom already made a history
Okay.
check.
How many-
I'll
She
make
passed.
I'll
Wait,
make a history check.
What's the
in
history
character.
check? Where?
No,
No.
I meant in real life.
Oh,
No,
in
but
real
does
life.
Chris know
Yeah.
anything? Does Ren
I-
know
it-
anything
it'll-
about Captain Paseo?
If Captain Paseo is noteworthy enough to be in a book, then she could make a roll, but I doubt he is.
Captain Paseo is.
Oh well, hold on, I gotta make a history check.
Yeah.
Chris, will you get in the water?
Chris doesn't recognize,
No.
but Ren, you've heard many a tale of Captain Paseo. They are the most notorious pirate of all of the high seas.
I just sort of like swim over and I say, Paseo, huh?
That be it?
Never thought I'd meet someone like you in the flesh, at least. Not exactly what I imagined, but impressive nonetheless.
She kind of like stands up in the water, her boobs just straight up hang out. And what did you imagine?
Also, out of character.
Chris covered the rest.
Also,
I
out of
imagine-
character, the lady's probably robbing the women right now. Not gonna lie.
What was that?
The lady that was with them, the drow,
Mhm.
she went into the women's locker room. They're pirates. She's probably robbing the women in the group.
Yeah, I imagine we're getting robbed.
That's why as soon
I'm
as
glad
Chris
all of my
posted the
stuff
lockers,
is,
and I'm like, that's why I'm like, probably left a lot of my stuff back in the room.
Why do I keep getting moved over? What?
I don't know.
That's why I said, probably left a lot of my stuff in the room.
Yeah, and all my stuff's in the bag of holding, which is in this room. And I just say, I imagine different feelings being elicited from our introduction to each other. And he just sort of rises from the water and extends his hand. Friend,
Don't
Nah.
rise from the water. Your pee-pee's gonna show.
I don't imagine I imagine it's at least like waist high.
Yeah.
I cover my hand to his junk, so I don't see it. Anyways, no. No.
She gives you a firm handshake.
Ewy.
Did the Paseo that was mentioned in the stories did they ever mention a gender?
They have mentioned many genders. The Paseos have been a long line of pirates that have extended throughout history.
I just say so. You got quite a storied past, people with your name.
There are many stories of Paseos. I am the current.
Well, and he just sort of bows. It truly is an honor and a pleasure to meet you. Perhaps we could, you could regale me with a couple of tales from your adventures.
What would you like to know?
Carista's getting a dry towel.
Yeah, you can
check.
do this, yes.
Okay.
And just any interesting story you have to offer. And did I notice her friend getting out of the bath?
You saw one of them leave the bath. Carist in the other room. You do see the women still chit-chatting and changing their clothes. You do see that one of them is a drow, which is very unfamiliar to you. You also do notice now that you've taken aware that they have strange skin tones as far as the tieflings go. The woman here has a tail as well.
Oh.
It is quite
That's
odd. You've never seen that before.
No, Odd is. he's
Odd
in
is
there.
in there.
Yeah.
Odd is just sitting.
Are
Uh,
you
Just
like?
sitting.
Are all of these other people with you?
They are part of my crew, yes.
Oh, are you? Is your crew? I'm not meaning to sound racist or anything, but are you all tiefling?
Never trust a human, my love.
Ah,
In rare cases, I can agree with that.
In range, sure.
that's just cool. I'm only used to one type of tiefling where I'm from. I just think it's cool.
Oh, what was the question that Ren had asked?
I want a story, but I do want to interrupt this with a more important question.
Mhm.
I say, what brings you to port, at least at this time?
At
Just
least of now.
relaxation?
We are certainly trying to find more of our crew. Can always use it more. We're heading out west soon.
Heading out west, huh? Me and my friends happen to also be heading out west. And just a slight aside, and he says this next part in thieves can't. Just to keep the old honor among thieves. Your friend who left the bath isn't going to be attempting to rob any of my compatriots, are they?
How would she respond? She kind of looks you over and up and down, and she says, "The leaves fall where they may." You would know this as all bets are off.
As what? I'm sorry.
All bets are off.
Carist gets
Means
a
they'll do
dry.
it if they feel like it.
Carist gets a dry towel.
You do so.
Do I see anything weird with the ladies?
They seem to be just changing into their various clothes. You do see that they seem to wear various leather armors.
Does my stuff look okay?
Your stuff seems to be okay.
I locked the locker that. Oh
Yeah.
god!
Yeah?
At the locker! I let it out!
It runs away.
Oh, cat!
Bye, cat.
I come back with a dry towel and I sit back down.
But I have many a story I could tell if you would like to ask.
Fair enough. I can attempt to go story for story, but I can assure you that mine are nowhere near as impressive as the great Captain Paseo could tell.
I give you all the credit you deserve, but I do admit my adventures are quite splendiferous.
Bless you.
All right. And then I just let her tell whatever story that she thinks would be most interesting.
Certainly the most interesting I could tell is the time that I went to the true hells.
True hell.
Well, you've been there?
It is a rare sight indeed. I was sent to the dirge.
What?
Yeah, the what?
You would know this word very vaguely. The dirge is a place similar to the word that we know as the nether. It is the dark hells or the under hells.
Oh, so like Tartarus.
Essentially, yes.
Okay. And what could such a lovely lass such as yourself be sent to the dirge for?
We were traveling out to Avalonia, far out east, farther than anyone else would go, further than the horizon, further than Nocturne.
And that somehow got you to the hills and to the dirge beyond that?
It is a cursed realm. We traveled out far out to sea. There are great spires that try to guard Avalonia. Whirlpools spire around them. You can easily die if you aren't a capable captain. However, I made my way with my crew, but we were met with mutiny. One of my foolish crewmen, who certainly got a rapier to the neck, well, they decided to summon a demon. Didn't work out the way it worked. That one decided that our lives were better served elsewhere. We went to the hells themselves. You've never seen anything quite like it unless you've been there.
No, and I don't think I'd like to go anytime soon. I'd like to enjoy my last 160 years on this plane.
That's optimistic. There are many things in the hells that want to get out, and very few have made it out like myself.
It's just another legend to chalk up to the name, eh?
I suppose so. It is easy to disbelieve it, but we have a task and a purpose all our own. She raises her hand out of the water, and you do see that there is a dramatic tattoo on her underarm that seems to depict a black dragon.
And, what would your task and purpose be?
I serve the god Tiamat now.
Ah. Interesting. To each their own, I do suppose.
It is a useful and at least beneficial relationship. They need to get out of the dirge, and I was able to get out. It is my job to pull them up. I'm the rope.
I have a very bad feeling for like the next couple minutes, but I'm just gonna ask, and between two of society's sort of unwelcome, how exactly do you plan to do that? I mean, countless people have tried, surely, but
We've been given a grand task, one of religious importance. We have to go out west, we have to do a duty that is obliged to us, and then hopefully, if we are successful, the dirge will be opened and Tiamat will be free.
Uh-huh. Seems like a lot of people are heading out west these days. Kind of a couple of adventurers who are headed up there that way on their own religious quest.
Ah, you mean the threads?
Is that what they're called? I don't really pay attention too much these days.
Give a deception check.
And what is up with all these gods? I'm being plagued
26.
by a god of bad luck. Wah.
She kind of nods and then nods to Lance. Miss Fortuna, you mean?
She's the reason I'm here, apparently.
You've made great airs if you've wronged Fortuna.
I just asked her for directions.
That was your first mistake. Every sailor knows to avoid Fortuna as best as they can.
I just wanted directions, and then somehow I ended up halfway across the continent. Kinda rude.
I mean, it's kind of her whole purpose, isn't it?
Yeah, good luck stealing my ship, buddy. It's all in my room.
Okay.
Can I
What's
see
up?
that, though?
You saw one of the people leave the bath.
My nuts are getting soggy. I'm gonna go get out.
Okay. I'm just like keeping an eye on my bag to make sure it's still like in the corner.
Bloop, bloop.
Where did you leave it?
I left it. Hold on, because I've been making
Ren,
sure
do you
that
want me to get your bag?
I've made sure that like it's always at the like across from my view, so I can look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be like right around.
I'm Nikki. I left my towel.
Fuck. Let me ping. Boo.
Beep, beep,
Oh,
beep, beep.
here.
Just like set up against the wall, to where I can clearly see it.
Yep, 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 yep. Is there? I assume like there's like a thing with like cold water in here for like if you overheat, you can like rinse yourself in some cold water.
Yeah.
Can I do that?
You
like,
can
just
do so.
Chill in here for a bit and do that. I chill and do that.
What else were you saying though, Ren?
It's basically like up against the wall where it's like always been in my sight.
Yeah, you see it there.
Okay. I just say I've got my own sort of quest while I'm out and about trying to make everyone's lives better. A lot of people like me growing up didn't really have too much to take care of them, and I want to leave that situation, since the gods don't seem to have too much free time to take care of the little guys.
And how about the rest of you? She kind of like calls out to Odd, Chris, Rika, and Zoe. Zoe just kind of like submerges herself a little bit to avoid conversation.
Chris, like, she's been, like, looking at her feet in the water and kicking around. She's just says, what?
What kind of journey are you on? Or are you pisting the person there?
Yes.
What do you say?
Hey, they didn't really answer me before. What makes this bath so special?
It's not time yet.
Oh, but like, well, what happens when it is time?
Oh, you'll know.
That's really like ominous, dude.
Anything else to say? He kind of like approaches you. He's only got a towel on.
I just want to know why it's special, man.
Then maybe you should go back.
Well, I'm cooling off. My balls are hot.
I just
My
got some roasted.
my sperm are dying.
I hope that's not how it goes. Jesus.
I mean, your
overheated,
testicles are on the
Candy.
outside of your body because if they were inside, the sperm would be ineffective.
He kind of looks you up and down, Lance, and he says, "What exactly are you?"
I am a white, apparently gay male. I'm 6'1", I'm human. I like long walks on the beach. And I don't like my nuts getting overheated.
You aren't from here.
Nope.
He opens one of the random lockers and then begins to take things out of it.
Does it look like it's his stuff, or do I know whose stuff it is?
He was already in a locker.
Whose stuff does it look like he's taken? Does it look like he's taken, like, any of ours?
Insight check.
He would know our stuff.
Oh.
You're not sure whose that is.
God.
That is my third natural one tonight.
Mhm.
I've not rolled a single nat 20.
He kind of
Would you
glares
not-
at you and moves on to
There
the
hasn't
next
been
locker.
a single nat 20.
I don't think you should do that. It's kinda not legal, you know?
As if I care.
I care, though.
Sounds like a personal problem. You have a lot of those, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
He moves on to Odd's locker.
Yeah, can you skip that one? That's my friend's.
He opens it up. What did you leave in there, Odd?
Everything.
Yeah, no,
He
please.
takes everything.
That's my friend's. Yeah, can you not?
What are you gonna do about it, big boy?
Weapon bond. And please drop.
He snaps his fingers. One appears in his hand. He seems to have a scimitar.
Oh, fuck yeah, same one!
Please drop. We're like big ballsing it off right now.
You can't hurt me.
Please drop a Rooney. I just want my friend's stuff.
He tosses it behind him and it hits the wall.
Okay, good. You dropped it. Thank you.
He slams the
Is that-
locker shut, walks to the far side of the room, picks it up and starts to walk out.
Okay, no, yeah, see, like, I had an issue, like, come on, let's leave it. I don't care about anybody else's stuff. I need that stuff, though. It's my friends.
What's happening in the bath?
Probably just nice talks. Ren's probably just like kept talking, and it's like something feels weird to Ren. It's like, pirate here. I have like 2 of her companions drawn. He's just gonna like, still talking. He's just gonna move his bag around the side of the pool to back where he was, and he's just gonna continue talking with the captain, and just like sitting on the edge. And it's like, Lance has been gone for quite a while. Sure, he's fine, but just general goodwill.
Chris is sitting there being awkward.
Sir, I don't
Did we
want
hear,
to
like,
leave
the
in my
bang
birthday
of the
suit.
Can
stuff
we hear
being
this
thrown?
talking at all from where we...
Which talking?
Lance's.
No.
Did
Because
we
he
hear
is
like
indoors.
the stuff being thrown?
No. They are indoors.
Well,
And on that tense moment, I think that's a good place to leave it.
no, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that, man.
I don't know about this.
I kind of want to kill a man now.
Wow.
I don't want to kill anyone, but I would just like to sit here talking with the captain while everyone else is fighting. It's like, yeah, we can be gents about this.
It is a thing you can plan for a week, because I think that's a good place to stop it.
Man, I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
dick him in a bad way.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted you to stab him.
I mean, I try to avoid fighting if I can, but if he walks out of here with your stuff, like, no.
That's something that's very important to me.
I really hope
Yeah.
her compatriots.
I don't know
are
why
try-
you didn't leave it in the room. Why would you bring it to the bathhouse
You
lockers?
think I would have planned? This would be. I would fix.
That's why I said I'd probably left all of my shit in my room. Because
I-
why would I bring that to stuff into a tiny ass locker?
I can't.
I mean,
what?
she has some stuff she always carries with her, like her skull.
Speaking of which, weren't these locked?
Velva.
Kenji is back there. Chi is back there. That's why I'm like, I probably left all of my shit back there because they're gonna be there anyways.
Well, also, yes, they were locked.
I guess he just rolls nat 20s on picking locks then.
He
Fact
did a
that he
good job.
broke
He
all
also
my
had
locks,
a
so he's-
long head start.
I was like, no.
Yup. That being
I
said,
don't want to fight him in my birthday suit. It's rude.
You're making me end this off very.
yup, it is tense, but that is the best place to leave it because
Do
people gotta go
tieflings count
back.
as fiends?
Do we?
No.
Do people
They're
gotta go bed?
They're humanoids. What was that?
I
Do people
mean,
gotta go bed?
Yeah.
What the fuck, for?
Free, what
I'm-
the fuck?
Listen, I don't have work that early this week, tomorrow today, but I am very tired.
Yeah, it's because you
Free,
fucked
what
your
the
sleep
fuck?
schedule yesterday.
Yeah, but I'm not fucking it today because I'm gonna go to bed soon after
Good,
D&D
good. I'm
talk.
proud of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for those of us here, go ahead and say goodbye, chat.
Can we level up?
Bye, chat.
goodbye,
You did not level up.
Fuck. No bath XP?
No, you
Bath
got some
X-
bath XP.
Can I get
Okay.
an inspiration
Okay, say
for my
goodbye.
Bath XP?
Bye.
Ah!